Yo! Early morning Bill. Getting the music fired up. It's never too early to rock, right? Welcome, everybody. Whew, I gotta wake up a little bit too here. Sorry, the printer... Wait, what is today? 4th of July, it's Saturday, right? Yeah. Printer Friday last night didn't work out. Unfortunately, this is real bad. But unfortunately, I had way too much fun on Thursday, and I couldn't even get to Printer Friday on Friday night. Like, I'm not even kidding. So that was my bad. But we're up and at it this morning. What's going on, La Ninja? What's going on, Lola Gator? Ryan, Sir Owl? What is going on, Biv? Noel, Lil Irk? Welcome in, welcome in. Hopefully everybody's having a wonderful early morning. 4th of July for the holiday for the United States anyways. Go on, Duffy. Oh yeah, the Sweet Phil coffee mug coffee just really hits the spot. Link to the merch store in the description. Where were we at here? Yeah, let's go in. Actually, I was enjoying the Sanctuary, wasn't I? Was I not? Coffee 1 down already? Nice, Duffy. Ooh, man, the brain's got to wake up still. Turning my head too fast to look at chat, making me dizzy. Hey, good morning to everybody out there. Allie, new to D2R player. Hey, thank you so much. Glad the videos helped you out. Glad you like them. Thank you. Woo. So, what do you think of the troll title of the stream? No, it's completely true, though. This build, too powerful. Am I right? Oop. Yesterday was Phil 250. I mean, yesterday was Phil. I literally laid in bed all day. All day. Crazy. Went out one of my friend's boats on Thursday, and yeah. Boy, it is 100 degrees in my basement right now. Printer Friday, yeah, unfortunately, I mean, we're not like never having Printer Friday again, but I've been busy, and then yesterday was supposed to be the triumphant return, and I just messed up. I just drank way too much the day before. So much so that at 6 o'clock the next afternoon, like, I probably could have, it was like, I remember looking, it was like 9 o'clock, and I was like, I could probably stream now. Like, I think I could do it now, but yeah. Storm yesterday was nasty. It wasn't too great. I mean, it was a little windy right at one moment where I live here, but yeah, maybe just the way, you know, storms can be that way, the way they land or whatever. Let me turn this fan on. It's actually hot as heck. So yeah, I probably should have known this as an adult person, but so apparently on my AC system, if I leave my fan on all the time, it like sucks air out of my basement and like blows the cold air from my basement around the rest of my house. So yeah, now my basement is like the same temp as the rest of the house all the time, which took me, what, 10 years of owning a house to figure that out. One of those things, like, sometimes there's things that seem super obvious, but nobody tells you when you're an adult. You know? Yeah. A little windy. I mean, that woke me up when it came through, because it did blow, they blew real hard, for sure. But my house, like, you know, when the wind all of a sudden hits random, like you can hear your windows and your brick house. I have a brick house. It's like creaking, you know. So no, and I opened the window and looked, and I was sitting there watching outside when I was coming in, and it rained real hard. It did rain real hard. So yeah. Where are we at here? I'm talking all this weather stuff. Allie said, Wind Druid, your first character, you love it? Ooh. Yeah, Wind Druid is like a fan favorite. The Druid in general. For sure. What's going on? Dragon, what's going on? Welcome in, welcome in. Let the man enjoy a Friday. I did not enjoy yesterday at all. I'll tell you that much. I did not enjoy. I was so hungover all day. Like, I don't know that I've been hungover that long, and it's definitely happened once or twice, but that might be like, it's definitely on one hand that I felt hungover for that long of time. Rookie mistake for sure, but I gotta remember how old of a man I am, I guess. I gotta start buying those, you know how they got those, you know, they're called like dad beers and stuff, or every company has them nowadays where they're beer, but it's like 3.2%. I gotta start buying that stuff, I guess. If I ever go out. Can't afford to. Yeah, but anyways. Old man hangovers are the worst, I guess, so yeah, I mean. Yeah. I'm the 1% that average guy doesn't have the time to have this build. Yeah, it's definitely a troll title on the thing. I'm Go Blue. Sick name, by the way. Definitely a troll title on the stream. It may not be my full true opinion. It might not be. Wilson 67s or whatever. I don't know about that one. What's the one that my friend had one? The guy whose boat it is. What's it called? It's the Yingling Flight Beer, I think it's called. But I think it's just like 4.2% or something instead of. See, I did. I don't know about if stupid is the right word. So I bought a little party starter. I bought these 24-ounce cans of Bahama Mama that were like 10%. I had one to get the party started, and then after like 3 or 4 hours, I was like, you know what? I still have one of those, and they're pretty good. I'm gonna have one of those, and I should not have done that. I should not have done that. I think that was probably 80%. Like, I probably would have been fine all of yesterday if I didn't do that, to be straight up. It was super dumb. Gotcha, Duffy. You say the 67s you mentioned are 3%, just 67 calories. Gotcha. Switch to O'Doul's. I don't know if I've tried one of those before, but I don't know. Yeah. I think if I just don't buy 10% drinks, it will be better. Four Locos? I mean, not since I was like 17. Well aware of those. I mean, they're not like they used to be anyways, but they're still like, I mean, that's pretty much what I got, sort of, but not really, yeah. No. The 24-ounce can of some fruity drink that's super crazy high alcohol. Yeah. I'm such an idiot too, by the way, because I was just gonna buy one, but it was like $4 for one, or it's $5 for two of them. So I'm like, all right, I'll just buy two and I'll take one home. And then after I have one of those and like 10 seltzers, and I'm like, oh, I should have another. This is good. Idiot, just idiot. I don't know if it's better or worse that I know I was an idiot, because now I won't do it again, hopefully. But like, I just feel like an idiot. But anyways. Hair of the dog, no chance. There was no shot. Maybe you could say hair of the dog, which, what a ridiculous sentence. I don't know where that came from, but what a saying. I mean, today is the day after, so, and I'm still like, my head still feels a bit funky, so don't look down on me, fellas. Like, man, Phil's such a blankety blank. Don't look down on me. Still think I'm cool, buddies. Come on. I'm still cool, right? Ricky says Dr. Pepper ain't bad. I mean, Dr. Pepper is the goat. Yeah, I mean, go on the boat. You want to have a few. Just regular. I just need to drink regular. Don't try to be cool, Phil. That's the main thing. That's the main thing. Me in a duel? No, 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 no. That would not work out well. Teleport. That would not work out well. Self-aware is a superpower these days? Yeah, I guess kind of. Yeah, I'm definitely... That's what I need to do. Hold me accountable, fellas. When I go out, ever, it's just got to be, you know what, Phil? You are an old man. Act like it. Act like a 40-year-old married dad. Gracious, what's going on? Get well, Phil. Yeah, I'm getting there. Get well. Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. Sounds weird saying it's somebody who's hungover, in my opinion, though. Get well, I feel like is reserved for people who are actually sick, not for people who do dumb things. But yeah, appreciate you. J Hoop says nothing like seeing a Zod drop. Oh, did I miss one? Joking. Yeah, Zods are crazy. It's almost like if you like see a UFO or something. You know, when you see some, I don't know if it's ever happened to you where you've seen something up in there and you like don't know what it was, and you're like doesn't register. That's like seeing a Zod rune. I remember whenever they drop them, I was just like you see the Z, O, D. Wait a second, that spells Zod. Wait. A Zod drops, and that's like the speed at which you register it in your brain. Boy, I can't remember to keep my stuff rocking here. Typical Phil, of course. 1 in 20 years. Yeah, that's pretty normal. Pretty normal. I didn't find my first one until like 2021 or something, so. In my life. But I've always, up until I was a YouTuber, I was always a very casual player. And I didn't play for probably like 15 years, or not 15 years, but there's probably a 10-year gap of where I didn't play Diablo 2 like at all. When all the first-person shooters were popping off. Call of Duty and Halo and all that stuff. Davik. Hey, genius! Could you please show the build? Genius. Don't know any of those around here. I'm a dummy. Chat's full of a bunch of dummies. We're all dummies, so no geniuses around here. Definitely have a build guide about it, but I could just shout out exactly every piece of gear. It's super basic. Think of the most basic caster gear you've ever heard of, and that's what I'm using. Shaco, Heart of the Oak, Enigma. We got Call to Arms and Spirit. We got a Spirit on our main hand, offhand. We've got Arachnid's Mesh. We got Tranks Gloves. We got War Travelers. Fortune Annie, of course. It's all the most basic stuff, and then you just cap out all the Wind Druid skills, and that's all you do. It's pretty super basic there. Also, shout out Chase up here and Grafanzo. What's going on? Took my advice, shaved your head. I guess it wasn't a big deal after all. Well, hopefully it works. Ooh, I just bumped my foot. Works out for you. Hopefully you like it. And the thing is, too, is like, especially if you're like me, you can't really, well, there you can a little bit. If your hair looks like this already, and it's like sparsely up here, if you shave your head, it's gonna look better, I promise you. When you got like a couple Homer Simpson hairs up here, you know, and then you got like the horseshoe, you can kind of see it, you know. You're gonna look way better, I promise. And nowadays it's completely standard for guys to shave their head, you know, completely standard. Early morning. Oh yeah, Kerfonzo, I was gonna get back with you on that one. Yeah. Early morning for sure. Yeah. Pretty neat. Ezra says you're a pretty neat guy. Appreciate you. Sorry if I missed any comments up here. I see a couple maybe I might have missed, but do forgive me. I'm trying to catch as many as I can. First Hyrule drop. Yummy. Congrats on that one. In a long time that I should have read the rest of that sentence, huh? 150 LK runs. Ooh. Holy smokes. So in 150, you got a high rune, and then just a couple runs later, you got another one. That is crazy. That is some good luck. Hopefully that continues for you forever. That's some good luck. I love hearing that. No Mr. Burn style? Yeah, that's exactly. That's. You might think the ladies love the Mr. Burn style hair, but not so much nowadays. Frowned upon, huh? Not really my birthday, by the way, but thank you anyways, Evelyn. Not really my birthday. It's a complete joke. Not even close, actually. Bill saves big on his shampoo. Hey, yeah, you've heard my joke before about it. All those chumps out there that have to pay for haircuts and shampoo and combs and brushes, and you know how long it's been since I purchased hairspray? Long time. All you chumps out there still, I don't have to buy none of that stuff. Shampoo, conditioner, if you're one of those people anyways. It's just, the savings are really endless. Oh! Okay, not a Zod like we were talking about a second ago, but always happy with the mid. Man, these guys are going slow for a second here. Probably mainly because of a skill issue on the aim, but that's alright. And this guy is Stone Skin, which will get you too. But yeah, good old rune. Early morning Yeah. Bill's 250. I mean, I feel like I'm a 250 right now, I'm going to be honest, but... I feel like I'm 250, but I'm not. Ah, 30 Maras I'm also using. Good call on that. 30 Maras, dual SOJs. Yeah. Completely, I have literally the most stereotypical caster build that you could have. Hurt Locker, yo! Hardcore player here. Valerie. That's awesome. Hopefully you enjoy it. Not my thing, but you know. Taking the kids to fireworks today. We have a pool party at my wife's cousin's house. Not sure how long we'll be there, and then I'm not sure if we're gonna do any, like, I don't know, we probably won't do much later. We're just gonna come home, and honestly, and I don't know, it depends where you live and stuff, how your area is or whatever. There's essentially a fireworks show every 1 foot that you look around. Like, you like fireworks everywhere where I live on the 4th of July. It was probably one of the craziest things. Right when we were getting back around where I live, because I live like in the suburbs around Detroit. We were driving back from up north. I forget exactly why, but we were driving back actually on the 4th, the way it was working. It must have been a Sunday night or something. And when we were going over overpasses, you know, that would take us up over the buildings, it was just crazy looking out over like the subdivisions, and it was just like fireworks everywhere. It looked like every other house was like launching off their own fireworks you know, thing, you know, and you could see for miles. It was probably one of the cooler things. Like, I was driving and I kept like wanting to look and watch, because it, like, I almost wanted to park on the overpass and just watch them. It looked so crazy. But yeah, godly hurricane damage. Yeah, no, the title's a bit of a troll, I'm gonna be honest. You know, when you stream as often as I do, it's like, what am I gonna put the title? Just have the title like playing Diablo 2 Resurrected again? You know? I just kind of made that joke the other day, and it was just kind of funny, and I just decided to make the title a troll. Getting 2 ohms is a bit unnecessary. Kind of. It is kind of, but I mean, 2 ohms. You make yeah, that's the thing. When you're first starting out, you want to make Call to Arms, and what do you do with the other one, right? Like, there are rune words, but like, you'd much rather have that ohm be, like you said. Excuse me. Jeez. Yeah, a burr or a vex or a low, even. Make a fortitude or a grief. Totally get you, for sure. For sure. Same day account creation and following. Well, that's what you're saying. You did great. Oh no, gracious shy guy, you're not. I missed what I missed the what you're talking about there. Sorry. I was like, is that you? But I'm like, no, that's you. You're definitely around. You're not new. Put Ohm in it for a Crown of Ages. It is an option, I suppose, but Wind Druid Godly, it is pretty good. I think it is pretty good. Druid gets a bad rap, but I think it's pretty good. So. Oh, you're on YouTube. Gotcha. Ooh, 193 though. 40. If that was more like 293, I would think about it. Of like being interesting. 193 is not enough to like upgrade stuff, but it'd be super fast. Actually, we should probably. There, I forgot that. Oh well, whatever. W hillbilly neighbors. I guess so, yeah. Oh, let me catch up. I'm getting so far behind. My bad, my bad. See, Hurt Locker lives in a valley, leads down into the main portion of our town. Gonna sound like a battlefield. 5:36, huh? The ours, it's like right around 10 p.m. is when it starts. The fireworks start going off because it doesn't get dark until then. So yeah. Yeah, Mr. Go Blue says you have the hillbillies to do the huge explosions, not fireworks. Not fireworks. Just TNT. Okay. All right. Interesting. Richard up a minute ago when I was joking about the Wind Druid, he says, nope, that thing needs in there. 6k good damage. Yeah, I don't know what are these. I'm only at 5k, so need a. Obviously, you just play what you got, and I have no skillers yet, not a single one. So, of course, I would want them. I want skillers, but I'll find single player. I haven't found any yet. I have all the gear I want, no skillers. So yeah, you guys know how it is. Frank Romeo, welcome in. What's going on? Do my verse. Take some coffee sip here. Smart enough. Oh, for call times, you're saying for the ohm, yeah. That's what he was saying. The one person found 2 ohms, and he was like, man, wish I had an ohm, and even if that ohm was a vex, it'd be better, because then I could make, they could make Heart of the Oak or whatever. But yeah. Someone says, sounds like we all have the W neighbors. It's just, for me, it's mainly where I live. There's just so many people, is what it really is. That's what it really comes down to. So I have a little bit of everything. A lot of the neighborhood directly where I live is like old people. But then there's a lot of people like my age where these little houses, these little old houses is all we could possibly afford, so. But my little old subdivision is like just surrounded by huge subdivisions of like houses that start off at $750,000. So.
America.
Chitsum, yo, thank you for the Twitch Prime sub. Ooh. Thank you. America. Yeah, thank you for the Twitch Prime sub. But yeah, my whole subdivision is surrounded by giant or bigger subdivisions, so. I think it's all those rich people. Yeah, not a skiller. I was hoping as well. Kurt Locker's on a hunt for a Vex and a low. Usually the jaws are the hardest part of Phoenix, but it sounds like you possibly already have them, which would be interesting. But yeah, good luck on that one. Yeah, Phoenix is a toughie, no doubt. Probably gonna be a minute before I get. It's probably gonna be. Oh, I'll probably complete the Chronicle before I get that. Hopefully. Hopefully it's not 6 years like last time. I mean, just as Phil says he's rich and owns a whole subdivision. That's not what I said. You misheard something there for sure. Nah, I live in a little old subdivision, I said. Surrounded by big rich people subdivisions. I could afford the whole subdivision if more of you guys would check out the merch store. Link in the description, by the way. I had a jaw stowed away for a little bit. Doesn't Phoenix take 2 jaws? I think, or is it Vex low jaw? Wait, what is it? What is Phoenix? Not one of those ones that I have memorized for sure because I don't make it that often. I've only made 1 Phoenix in my life, so the one I had on single player before. After 14 months, finally found a 4-socket Monarch. Ooh man, that's a rough one. Definitely. Everyone's got their own little strategy, but man, 14 months to get a 4-socket Monarch would be. There's definitely ways to get it much faster than that. Maybe you must have been doing a lot of man, I don't even know. That's unfortunate though. Unfortunate, Bradley. Happy 4th, Cosmic Disappointment. Same to you. Happy 4th of July to the American viewers. That's like our Independence Day or whatever. I guess, you know, never know where everyone's from, if what they would know about each individual country. But yeah, that's like our Independence Day, or like our, yeah. We just call it the 4th of July because it's, well, you know what day it's on. Never thought about it, but it does sound like a name that you would give something if you wanted to name it for people who are really can't remember anything. Like, we want to make this holiday, we want to make sure nobody forgets when it is. What should we call it? Appreciate the explanations vids about the pets and the % damage. Okay, yeah, that one semi-recently, yeah. This thing. Shy Guy, thanks for the 100 bits. Appreciate you. Or is that a double 100? Is that 200? I can't tell the way it lists it, but thank you so much, gracious Shy Guy. Slayer who? What was that up there? Cold damage for like the voice of reason. Yeah, so that in that video was kind of mainly the Sunder Charms and that kind of stuff. Yeah, so yeah, that video maybe didn't perform. I made a classic mistake on that video. You can never upload a video and then change something in it and re-upload it. YouTube just crushes it. It performs terribly, but hopefully the right people see it and it helps them out or whatever. I went through and just tested all that stuff, the minus damage and the whatever, and the Sunder Charm and everything. So yeah. Go Blue said he's rural, relatively rural. Yeah, 15K in your town. Yeah, I grew up in a very small town. I think like in the city limits of the town I grew up in, it was like right around 1,000. Right around 1,000. That's not where I live now, though. Oh, we're right here. On a Storm Shield this season says Fairhall. Okay, that's definitely a good survivability one right there. Before you found Saigon stuff, you say? Well, can't be mad about that, I guess. George, what's going on? First, I think you're behind on the stream, my man. Whoa, okay. Chat, you almost took me out. Do I follow Iceman? I know of him. Do I don't know how closely I follow everything that he puts out, you know what I mean? But I know of Iceman, yeah. I'll be honest, for the most part, I do not watch other people's Diablo 2 content, so like, yeah. Do I prefer single player? I mean, honestly, it depends on when it is. I prefer to stop playing single player and play online at the beginning of ladder resets. But then after not a super long time, then I prefer, like right now, after it's been a month and a half into ladder reset, like into a new season, I don't enjoy playing it as much as single player anymore. So that's why, you know, I always go back and forth between the two. Where are we at here? Ooh, way behind here, man. Reading skills struggling this morning. But yeah, appreciate y'all joining me. Hit that like button for me too. As a Norwegian, happy 4th of July. Who's not even close? Yeah, appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. What's the music? There should be a link in the description there on YouTube. Dang it, I keep forgetting to change my Nightbot. You know what? After this run, I'm honestly gonna log in and change my Nightbot command to have the link to this guy. I keep forgetting to do it. I changed it semi-recently, we'll call it. Not even that recently, but I keep forgetting to change my bot. But on YouTube, there's a link in the description to the guy, or to this playlist on his YouTube channel, actually. Yapanan? Sorry on the pronunciation there, but welcome in. You say you watch my guides, and now you're seeing me live. Appreciate you. Welcome in. That's what sometimes sounds like this might be the first time you hopped into a live stream. So yeah, anyone who it's your first time here, welcome in, by the way. This isn't my usual time. This is 7, 8 o'clock in the morning for me. But I like streaming around at different times so that, you know, people, if you're in Japan or Australia or something, you can catch the stream too. Hopefully you're all having a wonderful July 4th. Built the Novasork off my build guide. Appreciate you. Does the new expansion affect game lobbies? If I don't have the expansion, will it only be with people who don't have the Warlock expansion? Yes, that is exactly how it works. Yeah, so if you do not have Reign of the Warlock, you'll only be able to play with the people who haven't picked up the expansion yet. Which I don't know the numbers of people that is, because I mean, relatively, I think somebody had told me that the expansion was already on sale at some point. Like and it was only $30 like when it first came out, or 20 or 30, I forget now, but it wasn't super expensive. I mean, it depends on who you are, where you live, how much money that is to you, I guess. But I thought I had heard somebody tell me it was on sale for like 40% off already at some point. So, but yeah. Is this on? This should be on Players 3. I didn't double check. Yeah, it is. Yeah, okay. Orange said, haven't played for a few ladders, but watched some of my videos and hopped back in. Ooh, nice. Gracious Shy Guy said it's 10:20 p.m. in Australia right now. Prime 10:20 is probably absolutely prime live stream watching time. Am I right? Am I right? Just prime live stream watch time. Oh boy, everything just got wrecked. My goodness. I was not trying to catch up on these chats here, but I'm struggling. Kraken, I'm pretty sure I found this already, right? Oh no, I did not. Little Mavinas. Mavinas. Probably should keep one full set of that, maybe. I don't know. Aiming for a Doom Axe. Should have plenty of FCR. Skills remaining on the gear, Agent Smith says. I missed... Sorry, Agent. I missed exactly the context on that one. I think the only time I used Doom is when I was going for strictly max Hurricane Druid. The only time I actually use it. If I'm not mistaken. Okay, what do we got here? A little more coffee. You said it was on sale last week? Gotcha. Gotcha. Watching the World Cup. No. I would never be bored enough to watch soccer. Get out of here. What? No way. All right, let me go ahead and... I was going to do the bot thing because I keep forgetting my stinking bot here. The only thing that takes a second is because I need to... What? No, let's just go away. They changed their website. Where I just want to log in. Why is there no login thing to... Okay, sorry. They literally won't let you log in. They're trying to get me to add features or something. And I'm like, get out of here. Okay, commands. Exclamation music. Alter that. To this one. Update. Okay. Log out. Yeah, the only issue, because I'm streaming on both Twitch and YouTube, I actually have to have two different bots set up. Music. Update. So actually it was that easy. I could have done it that fast. So now the new exclamation music should be the playlist I'm listening to right now. Okay, I'm cold now. Let me turn the fan off. Alright, now let's get going. Wait, my Merc's dead. I didn't notice. I guess I wasn't paying attention. Didn't see that he got ripped out. Soccer? I know what the rest of the world calls it. But we have real football in, America. Liz, oh!
Underscore shock face. Underscore height.
Whoa!
Underscore headbang. Underscore let's go. Underscore Oakley.
Liz Biggie coming in with a huge, massive 51 months. My goodness, of Slayership. Thank you so much. Jeez. I should go do Neelthak's Temple, maybe. Nah, forget about it. Thank you so much once again. Look for a way to get amp damage. Yeah, I do kind of want a Reaper's Toll, but I somehow haven't found one on single player yet. I mean, not that I've been doing this a ton extensively, but no Reaper's Toll. I didn't like the Act 5 Merc. I used it for a while, but it just, wasn't liking it. So I switched back to, plus some of the prayer, cure, insight with that just keeps you see the life over there. It like doesn't, if it dips down at all, it just comes right back up. A nice quality of life situation there. Gets rid of poison. You know all the stuff probably it does. Gets rid of the poison and the curses and whatnot. Also, then my mana's no issue here as well. Acidic. Sports is legendary. Orange says love sports. Yeah. I kind of agree. Soccer unwatchable. I never played soccer. I never, so. Nobody I knew ever played. Well, yeah, pretty much no one I really knew played soccer. Like, soccer is what people played when they couldn't play the real sports. You know what I mean? Like, if you couldn't handle football, or your mom wouldn't let you play football because she was too worried about you getting hurt, then your parents put you into soccer. That's how it was when I was younger, anyways. Little dark woods. I could be a treehead wood fist enjoyer over here in a second. The cure, prayer, insight, tough to give up. Yeah, I don't always, but yeah, sometimes it depends. It is absolutely clutch in like the stony tombs. You get so poisoned up that it's like almost required. It's pretty nice.
Xtross HN Bash donated $2 Canadian through
Yo!
Super Chat.
Thank you, Trash.
Happy 4th to our American friends to the south.
Thank you, Trash. Yes, they are. Appreciate you. All those 7-year-olds playing football? Right, yeah. Good old Pee Wee football. Well, when you're a little kid like that, I guess soccer is at the same time as baseball, so like quite literally known as the American pastime. So yeah, if you have some random foreign sport that's at the same time as the American pastime, like what do you know? Ooh. But I meant more like, I was thinking more of when you get older, in 7th and 8th grade and stuff. Because there were a few different people that were like, their parents wouldn't let them play football. For whatever reason. Favorite character lately? I don't know. I don't really pick favorites in D2 a lot, I guess. I mean, usually, honestly, Druid and Assassin are the ones I play the least, but... This is players 3, Richard, yeah. Wind Druid in general, I usually do, it's not like a P8 one for me, but yeah, P3, good. Yeah, Agent Smith said he's worried about kids' head injuries, stuff like that. Yeah, in my experience, like, for football, if you just play through high school, you're not going to have any issues, like... Like if you're maybe, and I know in the southern United States because it's warmer more, they can like practice year round and stuff like that, and they'll do that sometimes. But like, yeah, it's pretty much fine. In my opinion, of course. Agent Smith saying baseball was the American pastime, not football. Yeah, but it's a thing, like, it's almost with my generation. Baseball isn't even, like, played a ton anymore. The city I grew up in, that the population is, like, 1,000, like I said earlier. We had a full baseball league of like we had like 6 or 8 teams in it, like you know, like Babe Ruth or like kid pitch, you know, where the kids pitch to each other. We had like 8 teams in that town, and now that town, they can't even they barely put together one team, and these kids have to, their parents have to drive them to the other towns around us to play. Crazy. After, like, right after us, that's when like the generations all went downhill, you know what I mean? For like playing baseball anyways. Mosaic's my favorite Xanthus? It might be. Can't prove it's not. SOJ. Josh Allen gonna win the World Cup? He might. No way to prove he's not, that's for sure. For sure. Someone asked about local teams a minute ago. I just remembered I read it real quick, but I was in the middle of something. Yeah, I mean, I kind of do. I got Tiger shirt on here. Kind of, sort of. But I mainly only watch NFL football, to be honest. There's not a whole lot I go out of the way to watch. It's like NFL football, and then like, I'd say like the big Michigan games I'll watch. But that's, gosh, they're all going in like 90-degree. Go forward. Tornadoes, jeez. One of those times. But yeah, I just, you know, because of the way television works nowadays, cable TV and stuff, I don't watch like baseball hardly at all because it's not on any of the stuff that I get, you know, and I don't want to pay like $200 a month to get some cable package to be able to watch it. It looks like we already have Amazon Prime, and it looks like actually Pistons games might be, I think the NBA is on Amazon Prime nowadays. Like sometimes it is anyways. I watched a few games this last season, but yeah, I don't watch a ton besides NFL. Because I'm bigly, hugely into fantasy football, so kind of, sort of. Dante's about to get putting time out for that. That could be the most offensive thing anyone's ever said on my stream. You're lucky I like you so much. Back of your bum. Acidic saying, or let's see, they didn't even have enough kids to even make a single softball team, and they combined 2 age groups. Yeah. Yeah, I live in a very densely populated area, and obviously, like, girl sports is going to be usually less, you know, girls just aren't as much into sports usually as guys are. Just, you know, just seems factually accurate. It's not exclusive, but it is for the most part, in my opinion. And yeah, like last year, or was that this year? Yeah, well, anyways, for the softball, they can, like you said, they combined 2 age groups, but we got like 4 teams, and this year we have 5. But yeah, it's just kind of crazy. And actually, where I live, it's right, like my particular, how do you even explain this? Like the suburban areas all run into each other. So there's almost like you can't, it's not like you drive out of the city into the country and then back to the next city, you know? It's just like, you're like, oh, now I'm in this city. Oh, now I'm in this city, you know, or whatever. The city I live in actually doesn't have softball. So we have to drive over to the next city to get into a softball league. And even they only have 4 or 5 teams depending on the year, you know what I mean? It's kind of crazy. They're band members, so you're saying like their high school band would have little kids in it? Yeah, I don't know about the one. Would they do that? They didn't when I was in school, but I haven't looked into high school band in a minute, so it's been a long time. Never looked into high school band, but I do feel like that was the case, like 8th graders in the marching band and stuff. I do feel like I remember that. Because I got nieces and nephews that are in like they're going into high school and stuff. So sounds like watching some of the parades that may be familiar or something. I don't know. Cost of gear probably killed local baseball teams. I don't know about that. I mean, for baseball, all you need is a glove, and then you need one bat for the team, and catcher's gear and a ball. Like, not too much. Hockey is totally a gear thing. I have a friend who is like, he's like my age, and he still plays like year-round hockey. Like rec leagues or whatever, but he plays literally year-round hockey, and he's got his kids going into hockey and stuff. And yeah, because every kid's got to have all of these pads, and then they grow out of it every year. Like a baseball glove, like the glove that my daughter has, she can use it for like years now, you know. But every year you grow like 2 inches taller, and like a 9-year-old to 10-year-old boy to 11 to 12, they're growing like 2 inches every year. You have to buy all new pads again for hockey. Crazy. Hockey is probably the most expensive sport. Then you got to pay for those. Like, how many ice rinks are there in the world relative to like the number of baseball fields? Like baseball fields, you need a field of grass, and you throw some mats down. That's where you practice. Like, you can anyways. Hockey, you have to pay a place that when it's 103 outside, the heat index is 117 right now, and you have to pay some place to keep frozen ice all the time. It's like, jeez. But yeah, hockey's the one of the most expensive sports that I can think of. Video games replace sports for lots of kids. I mean, I guess. But as a parent, like, video games replace doing other things if you let them for your kids, right? Like, I'm sure my daughter would do that. She would never leave the house if you let them, you know. If you bought them phones and tablets and stuff and let them be on it perpetually, they would never leave the house. Yeah. They'd be sitting there like, I'm tired, my eyes hurt. I can't stop playing Gabby's Dollhouse game. Like, maybe you might want to stop staring at that screen for 15 straight hours, you know, but they would, you know. Why don't I play ladder? It's the best with new endgame content. There is nothing fun about any of this quote-unquote endgame content. What new endgame content is there? Pulling up a smiter and holding down the attack button with life tap until the Uber Ancients go down? Like, that's not fun to me. That's not fun to me at all. But no. We kind of talked about that a little bit more earlier too, but ladder's cool at the start, and after like a week, it's not fun anymore. Once you have all the same gear on ladder that you have on single player already, it's like, why am I playing online then? You know? Pretty much. But to each their own of whatever you want to do. This is for me. The plot of Toy Story 4, or 5, ain't that the truth, right? Copes, what's going on, yo? Welcome in. Sorry, I was getting behind in the comments. I do try to read as many as possible, but yeah, this morning I'm struggling with my slow brain. Lakota saying any type of racing is expensive, like car racing? Racing. I guess I don't know anyone who is a racer. I guess so. Raffle Love, what's going on? Also, welcome in. Aesthetics say kids can't even go outside and do stuff anymore. It is kind of to a point that people are, you know, kids can't even walk down to the park by themselves anymore. You have to like take your kid and sit there, and if you don't, it's like you get arrested for child neglect because you didn't, you know, you let your kid walk to the park by themselves when they're like 11. I mean, not that I've ever been hit by that, but you always hear the horror stories of like some person let their kid play outside at their own house, and someone called the cops because somebody wasn't watching the kid. The kid's like 9 years old outside playing by themselves or something. What kind of endgame content do you like to see? I don't want them to mess the game up anymore, is what I want, personally, but I'm living in a world of reality to where I know for a fact that they're going to change. Apparently, they're changing more stuff. Like, they just came out with an expansion, shockingly out of nowhere. We'll see what they keep doing, I guess, but, like, they changed stuff. Terror zones are in the game. They added in this other stuff. They're not going to just go, hey, we decided that we're getting rid of terror zones and we're getting rid of this and that. I want Diablo 2 to be Diablo 2 personally, but like I said, I'm living in reality where obviously that's not the case. So trying to make the best of situation, you know. I'd rather they didn't change more stuff personally. Anti-change guy. The only things I will take that back. The only things that I ever wanted changed were the quality of life stuff. Loot filter, some kind of rune gem stacking or a rune page or some kind of currency page is what I always said. Didn't care the method of solution there, but more stash tabs I'd be fine. More characters allowed online I'd be fine. But nothing gameplay wise. I like Diablo 2 items dropping like Diablo 2 items. I absolutely hate the way that torches are. You find torches. I hate that. The new jewel, I hate that too. Get a smiter. Hold down smite until they're gone, and you get the item every single time. You always get a torch. You always get a new gem or jewel or whatever. You go to work. You do the job of taking down the Uber Ancients, and you are compensated by your pay at the end of the day, which is your pay is a jewel. It's literally a job. I don't like paying money to get a job. So I like gambling. Diablo 2 is all about gambling, personally. You take out a monster, it's like pulling the slot machine wheel. Did I win? Nope. How about this time? Nope. How about this time? Did I win? Nope. Did I win this time? Nope. Did I win this time? Oh my god! I hit the jackpot! You know, that's what Diablo 2 is. It's not a job. Like, farming torches is a job. I don't play the regular Diablo 2 because of the quality of life stuff. I actually tried doing a ladder reset on old Diablo 2 one time, and I, like, not having quick cast, I, like, could not play. And I mean, some of the new skills and stuff are cool, like, not, like, jumping over to D2 and not being able to play Nova, not being able to play Hydra Sword, like Hydra Fireballer or something, you know, not being able to play, you can't play Fire Druid, Summon Druid. Like, you can't, like, you know, your Iron Golem doesn't go with you between games. Like, there's so much stuff that when Vicarious Visions came over and with rebalancing stuff, the rebalancing stuff for the most part turned out really good, you know? And realistically, like, just to be perfectly honest, most all of the rebalancing stuff I think is good. With the only exception, of course, is Mosaic, but that's not so much rebalancing as they made an item that was busted. You know? Yeah. Thomas said didn't buy the expansion because it's the only game that remained unchanged. That is one thing that I think, honestly, people overlook of why Diablo 2 is popular for so long. It was one of the best games, and not to mention, from the time I was like 15 until like D2R came out, you could pick up Diablo 2 and you knew exactly what to do. Like, you could, any random ladder reset, you could be like, you know what, I think I'm gonna play this one, and you could pick it up and you could build your character the exact same way. It didn't change, It still is that way, so you never have to. Oh, I can't get into Path of Exile. They've added this and this and this and this, and they changed this and that. Or like Diablo 4 right now. If I hop back into D4, I was a Diablo 4 content creator for like months. I hopped over to that to make content about it. And that's one of the reasons I can't stand Diablo 4. Every season, I have to spend dozens of hours researching all the different things that they changed and learning how it all works together again before I can even play it. And then if I want to do another build, I have to do another 50 hours of research. I can't stand that. Can't stand it. The constant changing is a disaster. It's a disaster for enjoyment of the game, personally. Of course, everybody's different, but the main thing is I'm always right, and if you disagree, you're wrong. So that's the main point I'm trying to get. It's a joke, I say. It's a joke. Oh, ooh. That is one of my favorite jokes to say, though. Everyone's entitled to their own wrong opinion. Yapanan saying Counter-Strike and D2 were your childhood. Nice. Yeah, Counter-Strike's one I never got into, but yeah, that's obviously a huge one right there, huh? Never got into that one, though. Yeah, Bradley saying he bought the Reign of the Warlock mainly for the stash system and stuff like that. Yeah, that is one good thing about, you know, you can definitely get the expanded stash, the loot filter and whatnot. And you don't have to interact with this at all. You don't have to go get the new jewel. You don't have to do any of the stuff that they added in that I don't like, you know. Just like right now, I'm not running good old BK. Maybe we'll hang on to some more set stuff on a mule or something. We're gonna do that. Yeah, you don't have to, like, I don't have to get the new jewel and stuff. I don't have to do this stuff right now. So I just don't have to. Which is why I'm not, of course. But yeah. Wind Druid is changed. So the only ways that the Wind Druid really got changed from LOD is, like, you can have more than one summons. Like how I have all these summons up right now. I believe it's hard for me to remember the way LOD used to be, actually. I never played much Summon Druid in LOD, I'll be honest. Gonna be straight up with you. But I'm pretty sure... Ooh, 5 to Spirit Barbs. Ooh. No, but, that's a joke. I believe you could only have one summon type up at a time, right? Like, you couldn't have Bear and Wolf at the same time, I believe. And they also were not powerful at all. Now they're not super great, but they are a little bit survivable, right? That's about the only way that the Druid much changed, I believe. Stone Skin, this is where I need to find a Reaper's Toll already, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Nice to be able to take a 10-year break and come back to where everything left off. Exactly. That's kind of what, as Thomas says, the exact sentiment of what I was saying earlier there about how you could hop away for 10 or 15 years, come back to D2, and you don't have to, you know, take a class on how to play the game, you know? It's mostly the same. Which that works if the game's, like, good, like Diablo 2. If you have a game that's not good enough to, like, keep people's, you know, playing and stuff, then you got to keep changing stuff and, oh, look, we're adding more, because that gives people hope that the game's going to get better. You know what I mean? But you don't need Diablo 2 to get better. It's the best game ever made, right? So. These are pretty slow without Reapers, too, so. I wonder, that's one I never looked up. I'm pretty sure Diablo could drop Reaper's Toll. I need one of those. Might have to relearn the rune words. Yeah, and with the things in D2R anyways, well, the rune words, you remember, I don't even memorize almost any of them. I remember, like, Spirit, and I think I got Insight down. Maybe Infinity. Infinity and Enigma, for sure, but... Bill's in the mood this morning. Yeah, I'm more anti-change guy than normal at the moment, right? Richard talking about being able to teleport and stuff when you're in the like the werewolf form and the bear form, shape-shifting. Yeah, I mean, I kind of would be on board with that, I guess. Anti-change guy, all about change now. Almost made you unfollow with those soccer comments. Ooh. No more soccer comments. Gotcha. "20 years ago, no one played Assassin. Now, no one plays Assassin." Some people do. People do. People play Druid, like I'm playing right now. People play Assassin, like I do sometimes, you know. People do. I don't think it's a bad thing to have characters that are more powerful than other characters, to have builds that are more powerful than other builds. Like parity leads to interesting, pretty much. Like some gear better than other gear. Because that's why it's exciting to get the good gear, to get lucky and find the good gear, because it's better than the other gear. Or being able to build a particular type of build that everybody says is no good and nobody plays it. Like, nobody plays the Druid, as I'm playing the Wind Druid and the Cast Sanctuary, knocking stuff down and farming and getting runes and stuff like that. It is not the most powerful one, but it, you know, still have fun with it. And it leads to being interesting because it's different. If every build is the exact same power and every item leads your character to get the same power, there's nothing interesting about it. That leads to boringness. If everything is perfectly balanced, build-wise and gear-wise and the skills and everything, it actually leads to an incredibly boring game. In my opinion. So much for the skill shrine. Yeah, shrines in the Cast Sanctuary are pointless. Yes, this is true. The extent of for grabbing them is like, ooh, this will get rid of my amp damage, and then you grab it real quick, and then it goes away. It's, yeah, so. Lionhead saying, Wind Druid is the first one you finished Act 5 with? Okay, alright. Nice, nice, nice. See, there's a Wind Druid enjoyer. Super Bra was just an assassin this ladder, so there you go. Yeah, Agent Smith saying, similar thought to why off-meta stuff is fun. It can be. Yeah, I always think it's kind of cool, interesting that, like, when you'd be in a game and people are like, what exactly build are you playing right now? Wait a second, you're a summon druid. How are you corpse exploding? And I'm like, yeah, I'm a corpse explosion druid. They're like, what? Yep. I'm a corpse explosion summon druid. You don't play this one? Or like, wait a second, you're a charged bolt sorceress? Really? Okay. The one I was kind of shocked by is one ladder when I started with the what do you even call it? The enchant like bow sork, and there were so many people that were just like, wait, what are you playing? Like, I've never seen that before. I was like, you never seen the bow sork before? Really? It's not that uncommon, right? Yeah. Needs a nerf. Yeah, Howie. A little bit of a troll on the title, I'm gonna be honest. Trolling a little bit with the title. A little bit. Acidic saying the druid builds are fun, just not great. Yeah, it depends what you can by great. They're not as powerful as the Warlock, that's for sure. Add Corpse Explosion to Direwolf. Ooh. Yeah, they just yeah, they eat corpses to increase damage. Never really thought about that really. I don't know. Wait, where am I going? Season of the APW? What is APW? Nope, can't figure out what that means. Can't figure it out. Eagles Fan City remembers when he first hopped back on, what, D2R it must be, and someone was playing a Blaze Sorceress that was wrecking early on. Nice. Yeah, Blaze, you can actually get that damage up, but man, it is... Saying it's clunky is an understatement to get the, you know... I'm pretty sure I made a video about it before. Maybe I need to make a video about that again. Do you like run super fast and just like zigzag back and forth as you back away from the cows or something? Or Andaro? The thing is too is there's a lot of skills that actually do work, but people just won't use them. Because if other builds are like 5% better, then it's like, okay, I'm not using that because it's not the best build, you know. Nova's the go. Ooh, Nova is pretty sick. I love the not having to aim. The ease of use on Nova is chef's kiss, as they say. Much easier to use than Blaze, that's for sure. Or Inferno. I can't remember on the Inferno, like, if you can get that damage up enough to be able to do much. I feel like you couldn't, but I can't remember. Plus, how you just have to, like, sit still. Takes 2 full seconds to channel, and then start shooting. It's like, For getting energy shield, I would never do that. Only every other run. Acidic saying, Warlock actually boring as a character? Boring, I don't know. To be honest, Warlock just feels like every other character, but like strong, you know what I mean? Stronger, you know? Like, you click a button, pixels go like this on the screen, and then the monster's like life goes like this and it dies, you know? Like, it's not that, like, every character is kind of sort of the same. You click buttons, little pixels go like this on the screen, and then the monster dies. Let's see. You tried to get Poison Druid to work back in the day. Yeah, I guess I'm not sure what you mean by the final 5%. Oh, not bad. A gigantic 15 all res. Yeah, I don't think it's really noteworthy necessarily in all res charm, but we'll keep that one because I don't have too many all res stuff lately. Yeah, I guess I'm still not sure. Maybe I just don't remember playing Poison Druid back then, or Poison Necro. Could you not kill monsters with poison back in the day? I don't know. I don't remember this. Because generally, really, poison on a Poison Necro, the poison actually works like static, essentially. Lowering their life, and then your corpse exploding and chopping out all the monsters, so... So the poison for monsters work the same as poison does on you. How it can't literally kill the monster. It can only lower him down to the bottom. Gotcha. I guess, yeah, I guess I just don't remember everything. But yeah, in general, the corpse explosion, and like your mercenary would take out one monster or something, and then you corpse explode and blow everything up. But yeah. Cab Bass saying Echoing Strike is like the Warlock you wish you, or it's like the Hammerden you wish you always had. Not sure exactly what you mean by that. I mean, both the Hammerden and the Warlock are super powerful, of course, but add more range to Poison Explosion, says Raced. I don't think I've ever used Poison Explosion. Poison Explosion. Huh. Yeah, that never really crossed my mind that... what I would want to change on Poison Explosion. Boy, I'm just rocking nothing. We're just sitting at the bare minimum on health here. Instead of 4,300, I'm at 14 because I had nothing up and running. Perfect Zero playing through single player. Okay. You're playing the Fire Warlock essentially, you say, Armageddon. How do we get past these fire resistant mobs? For the most part, just run. Or get a Telly Staff. If there's individual monsters, like we'll say in one of the Ancients that's fire immune you have to take out or something. It does, I mean, Apocalypse does take out the resistance, right? It will be very slow, but a good Merc is always mostly the option. Some skills just need to be bad. You know what? The more that I have like thought about it, I never realized, because talking to Llama the one time when I did that video, it never really crossed my mind. But yeah, he kind of just like said it, and it made sense now that I think about it. That why the Warlock seems so crazy powerful is because pretty much all of the skills work. When you take the number of skills a character has and they actually all work, it makes it so much more powerful than the other characters, because you have this 1-point wonder here that, after all your plus skills and your gear, like does something for you. You have this other 1-point wonder. Then you have a couple of points into this, gets you up to being able to make this summon powerful. And then you use these skills to do, and then all of a sudden you have 15 different skills that are all helping out. But most characters don't even have 15 skills that do anything good for you, right? And the whole game is balanced around, essentially, every character, half of their skills not working, so them only actually having half as many skills that are good. Like over here, like Solar Creeper. I know it's behind me, it's not the hugest deal, but these things, they don't really do anything for you. They're like, it has this many skills on this tree, this many here, and this many here, but like these ones don't do anything. Like people mainly don't use these ones. Shapeshifting, like people aren't really using Hunger, and like, so even though it has 10 skills here on a tree, 30 skills, it really only has 15 possible skills that will work and do good for you. But the Warlock has 30, twice as many skills, right? So it's almost as if, that's why it doesn't seem that way, and people kind of talk about not wanting synergies and how it was better before synergies and stuff like that. But honestly, you need the synergies like this to force you to not have too many skills, because if we didn't have any of these synergies for Tornado, like if I didn't have to put the points in the Twister, then I'd have another 20 points that I could pump into these summons to make them even more powerful, or I could max out one of these creepers or something, you know, that might, you know, because then you're more powerful. Wait, I can't tell by the color. Was that ethereal? I don't think it was it? No. Oops, good click. Phil! 2 skills on the Ariox Needle. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. I already got a 4 skiller, so it's not a huge deal. But yeah. Is the Ariox Needle still used for anything? Like ever? Is it even a budget option? It's got to be at least a budget option for Echoing Strike, right? Yeah. Sunset. I took the exact opposite thought from that. You put in one character that's completely out of balance relative to every single other character in the game. The Warlock skills are just too much, in my opinion. Because I don't think you should change the entire game to fit around the Warlock. Like, oh, the Warlock is so much more powerful than everything else. We need to change every skill on every other character. Because then once you do that and everything's more powerful, now we need to buff up the monsters to make the game more in line with how powerful every single build and every single character is in the game. So you shouldn't be taking everything and moving it around one. Like, that character needs to be brought down to Diablo 2 levels. You know what I mean? That's the way I look at it. Personally. Synergies limit you even further. Synergies make it so that your character isn't too OP all the time. So you can't use all of the skills all at once. Does it limit you? Yes, that's the whole point, kind of, sort of. Yeah, yep. It limits you to being as strong as a Diablo 2 character should be. Yep. Bradley saying might as well make a completely different game if you have to redo every character and all the skills. Yeah, that's kind of, yeah. That kind of comes into, and I don't mean for it to sound negative or like I'm being rude, but like, yeah, if you don't like Diablo 2, then maybe you should be playing a different game, you know? I guess there's no way for that to not sound rude, so. But my apologies. But yeah, if you don't like Diablo 2, then, you know. Wait, do I have... Yeah, my Heart of the Oak's out. Stone Skin, yeah. And if you see him going slow, it's like, oh yeah, he must be Stone Skin. Gotta get that Reaper's Toll, am I right? Gotta get her. But yeah. Also, do remember, just my takes here. Just my take. D1 resurrected. Ooh. %70 of the skills in Diablo 2 are worthless. To be honest, that's just very much not true. The thing is that 70% of the skills are less powerful than the other 30% of the skills. There are some that are like worthless, so I'm not saying ever. Oh, Arctic Blast, Druid, let's go! Okay, I get it. Yeah. Like, there's like 30% of the skills that are like. Oh, Twister's worthless. It's not even worthless. Like, you can use Twister. It's just not as powerful as Tornado. Like, if you want it, this works perfectly fine. Is it as fast as Tornado? No. It stuns them all, though. Like, you could play through the game like this, stunning everything like this, and then they can't attack you. You can play through like, this works. It's just not as powerful as the most powerful Wind Druid skill that there is. So nobody's going to use it. But that's kind of like the world's always going to work that way. If a skill isn't the most powerful one, no one's going to play it. If the builds aren't the most powerful ones, like 80-90% of people are never going to play it. You know? That's just kind of how it goes. Like, has anybody, like most people out there, like, has anybody ever used this skill before? It actually fixes the aiming problem because you have a wall of tornadoes going at them, right? So you can aim easier. You stun them so they don't attack, more survivability, but no one's going to use it because it's, you know, 30% weaker, you know. Yeah, you'd consider it useless. Exactly, Howie. That's what I mean. How is this useless? It's literally one of the harder areas. Like, I'm not in Act 1 going after Carvers. This is, you know, raising the players count in the Chaos Sanctuary. But this is considered worthless and unusable to people. It's because it's not the Hammerden, so it seems useless. You know what I mean? But it's not useless. It's just not as powerful. And that's what I mean. The way that people's psychology works, you know? What is going on here? Oh, there we go. Yeah, if usable and not the most powerful is what you mean by it doesn't work and it's completely non-viable or whatever, I mean, you know, I guess. Yeah, see, everyone's just kind of confirming what I'm saying here. If it's not the most powerful skill in the game, then it is worthless. If it's not the most powerful build, it's no good. It is slower, yeah. You're swapping out the survivability of the stun and the spread of the twisters and stuff. So it's easier to aim. You're gonna hit more monsters. It has more AoE. But it stuns, so it's more survivable, and it has more AoE with the path. But it is less damage per hit. So yeah, exactly, you know. So it's not the most powerful damage-wise, so it's unusable. You know, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, if it's not the most powerful skill for the class, it's useless. Yeah, I mean, that's what people think, yeah. But, like, maybe there's a little bit of quibble just with the definition of the words people use. Like, worthless and not viable. I feel like people use not viable as there is something slightly better than it. And maybe that's just the thing. Yeah, we'll get him next time. The storm that came through last night, the storm didn't seem that crazy where I live last night. I don't know. I was awake and I even like watching stuff, so. How he says the difference between the tornadoes and the twister skill would be the difference between 5 runs and 100 runs in a couple of hours. Well, yeah. So it just comes down to I know you're exaggerating to make a point, so I'm not. That might be quite a bit exaggerated, but you know, yeah, that's the thing. So the words people use are just an exaggeration of what they really want to say, because the definition of viable is not. You know, if something's not viable, it doesn't mean that it works fine. It's just not as fast as I would like. You know, something not being viable is unusable. Like, it is toast, done, dead, can't be used. It's over. You know what I mean? So it's just, maybe it's just people's over exaggeration of the worded verbiage that they use, you know. Whirlwind's not the most powerful, but people use it because it goes swoosh. I mean, it is one of the only skills that the Barb has that does AoE of any kind, so I think that's kind of the reason why Whirlwind gets used. I'm not much of a Whirlwind enjoyer personally, but yeah. 4.3k health. Yeah, maybe a little bit overkill. I could take some points out of Vitality. When I eventually get Reaper's Toll, I will probably split them between Mana and Vitality, so I don't have to use Insight. But we'll worry about that when I find one eventually. So yeah, Howie, if at some point you changed the topic of what we were talking about, because we were specifically talking about Twister and Whirlwind, and then if you changed off of that and I didn't see the comment or whatever, then yeah, that's possible. It is possible. Bradley saying worthless is like having a telly staff on your sorceress. Yeah, well, there you go. Yeah.
Let's go!
Oh, Wicked Plumber. Ooh, thank you for the 10. Oh my goodness. Wicked Plumber coming in with 10. And then another 20 gifted Saleya ships. Thank you so much, Wicked Plumber, for the huge, fat, massive generosity. My man, thank you so much. Can't thank you enough. Eagles fan knows the knows what to do. Ooh. Thank you so much for the generosity, Wicked Plumber. Can't thank you enough. My man. My goodness. My goodness. Yeah, usually I have 1.4 here, but yeah, once I get everything bumped up here, once we go like this, like this. Well, actually, I'm technically supposed to summon them this way, I guess. Yeah. 75. 10 more, 20 more. Yeah, crazy, crazy, crazy. Thank you so much. Just insane. Ray said he's a good example. Vengeance is one of your favorite builds? Okay. Not the fastest build. Uh-oh. Unplayable. Unplayable. It's definitely as fast. Are you saying Vengeance definitely as fast as Hammerden, or did you misdo that and say it's not as fast as Hammerden? Boy, I'm just getting wrecked over here. Little skill issue going on. If only I was using those twisters and stunning everything. This would be so much more viable. Ethereal, no! When they're ethereal, I don't even want to identify them, to be perfectly honest. I don't want them to roll good and be worthless. Oh, you're being funny. Gotcha. Gotcha. Richard said, with Terra Zones, the meta builds have narrowed. Yeah, Terra Zones have been not a great addition for build variety and stuff. If right now it's not required to be in Terra Zones, but like let's say they add Sunder Charms, like there's been a large push from people to force Sunder Charms to be pinned behind Terra Zones, which you can only farm Terra Zones with like 3 builds in the game without a Sunder Charm. So you will literally be essentially required to play a Hammerden or one of the magic warlock damage builds. Essentially. Of course, not literally. But I really hope that they don't trap it behind. Like maybe off of Andy in 300 runs is too much, but like being able to find Sunder Charms in some other way besides trapping them behind every immunity in the game just seems sketch to me. But Probably doesn't hurt that I really don't like Terra Zones, so. Are you using the new Sunder Ancients Jewel? So I do have a Sunder. I don't have the Jewel, no. I'll have to do it sometime, but the Ancients thing is just super boring content that I don't really want to do. But I'll have to do it at some point, you know. You know. Still want to, but. You can play Sork too. Not too many cold and fire immunes. Yeah, I mean. Yeah, I mean. You can dual spec it like that. It's not really my go-to, but I'm not much of a dual specker, but you can play Nova Frozen Orb if you want to. Don't have to do. Yeah, you don't have to get the new jewel, but yeah. Literally have to, yeah. You don't ever have to leave normal difficulty, you know. You don't have to. You can just only play in normal difficulty in Diablo 2 if you wanted to. You could never leave Act 1 Bloodmoor if you don't want to, you know, like, for sure. But yeah. Yeah, that's, so Howie's saying they're super easy to get this ladder. A little bit. So it depends if you want people to actually get Sunder Charms or not. Like what is the what is a Sunder Charm going to be in this game is kind of the question. And I'm not, this isn't an argument for either or, but I'm just like, some people say it's too easy. Like, is a Sunder Charm going to be something that most people will be able to get? Because let me pull up, when did I do this? It was probably 2 weeks after ladder. And a majority of people had never found a Sunder Charm yet. A couple of weeks into ladder. Of people who watch my channel, which, if you watch a Diablo 2 YouTube channel regularly enough to be answering polls on the channel, you are probably in the top 10% of Diablo 2 players. Like, the amount that you play and watch content and stuff. Let me look here. So far, how many Sunder Charms have you found so far? Right here. Web browser. This was 4,000 votes. It's up behind chat. There's almost 4,000 people voted. Where's the date? There's no date on here. It was roughly 2 weeks after ladder reset. 62% of people had found no Sunder Charms yet. 0. 24% had found 1 or 2 of them. 3 to 5 of them found was 8% of people, and 6 or more was 6% supposedly. So, and this is of course just like what they said. So, yeah. So a vast majority, 86% of people after 2 weeks of ladder had found 2 or less Sunder Charms. So if you don't do a lot of trading, like, you could obviously trade one for the one you need, but yeah. The people that are the most dedicated blasters don't understand regular people. And not that there's something wrong with you loving Diablo 2 and blasting the game, you know. But I feel like, and it's obviously hard, it's difficult to, like, sympathize with something you've never seen or known. So I'm not, like, attacking, but, like, yeah. Yeah, people have no idea how other people are and how they play, and like there's a lot of people that probably it takes them several days to get through the game. Like, it probably takes them a week to get through and beat hell difficulty, a lot of people. So, like, for the average person who doesn't have a full team and, like, doesn't want to or know how to set up a full team to play through the game in a night, or, like, you know. So that's, I bring this up just because it kind of goes into my other comment that what is a Sunder Charm going to be? Is a Sunder Charm something that we want people to mostly be able to get on ladder? Like, every ladder, someone, like, you should be able to get one, most everybody? Or is it going to be a chase endgame item, you know? It's hard to balance that one when so many people, you know, play so differently. the game's changed for streamers, not for casual people. Well, if it stays the way that it is right now, I would say that's more for the casual person, right? But if it gets changed to being trapped behind only terror zones, that is going to be for the elite and only the elite, essentially. Nobody will get them if they're trapped behind terror zones at the rarity of what they are now. So a tier 5 Herald at a 1 in 50 drop rate, that is only going to be for the elite of the elite players. No average people will get them. Do we want that? They should. So Howie says they should get good, not use the Windy Druid. Yeah, I mean, maybe. It's just whatever. Everyone's gonna have their own opinion on it, and it's yeah, it is what it is. I'm anti-change, guys, so we could just get rid of Sunder Charms and play like how Diablo 2 was great for years and years and years, but do you people have phones? Yeah, right? Mobile cell phone game D2? That's what we should do. So Fair Hall said on that thing back in the day, he kind of remembered the poll. At the time he had none, but now he's found a few of them. So yeah, that makes sense. As your gear gets better, you slay demons faster, then you find more good stuff. So the more good gear you have, the more good stuff you find. So it kind of compiles, right? That checks out, yeah. Can't even pay someone to take your Sunder, like they're not like worth much at this point. Yeah, it depends, like, and that kind of goes back to, do we want Sunder Chimes to be like a Shaco or something, or do we want it to be like a you know, like a 32020 small charm? Terror zones are for elites only. So if you have to blast a terror zone, and you have to be able, and because you have to build up, you don't have to, but the way they are now, it's 1 in 100 to get a Sunder Charm. You either have to sit and wait for a terror zone that's good for your build, or you have to play Hammerden, Abyss Warlock, or Echoing Strike Hexbane Warlock to be able to deal with all the immunities in a game. Unless you have great gear already, or unless you have a Sunder Charm already. You know? So yeah. Most people on most builds will not be able to blast full game clears with a Fireball Sorceress. You know, a Fireball Sorceress when you have no Infinity, you have no Sunder Charm, you know, you have no, you know, yeah. How he's says he likes kind of the niche character type of appeal. Gotcha. Prepping for tonight's 250th birthday, America, says Eagles fan. All right, peace out. Keeps later. Let me try to catch a round here. Let's go. Fighting immunity of mobs is the true end game. I mean, kind of what it was, yeah. Once you could get Infinity and break immunities and stuff, or you'd have certain builds to get around them the way you had them set up. That was kind of, you know, yeah. Yeah, kind of what it used to be, exactly, yeah. Content should be locked up to the sweatiest players. Oh, shouldn't. There's a couple extra letters on that word. Whoopsie. Kind of, yeah. Yeah. And that's kind of the thing. If you lock Sunder Charms behind terror zones, most people will have no opportunity to get it. That's the thing, even with Griffin's Eye or D-Web or a Zod or a Jaw, anyone can find those. Any character can farm an 85 area and find a D-Web. It's unlikely. Do you not play a lot? And you know, you could go out there and kill one monster and a Jaw could drop. But with Sunder Charms trapped behind terror zones that are trapped behind heralds, it takes away what Diablo 2 is. That every single monster you take out could be the one, right? That's my view on it. I like Diablo 2 items dropping like Diablo 2 items, not like they do in other games. Like, I like the idea that you could, and this has happened before. I'm not even to the pits yet. I'm going out here, and I'm like, whoop, and a high rune drops off, and you're like, ah, a random carver not on the way, ah, you know. Let's go do a pit run. Why not? Hopping out here, boom, high rune, or boom, you get something crazy. Like, imagine if they trapped like superior rune word bases behind heralds or something. Like, so those super expensive rune word bases that you find in cows or you find just out farming and stuff, they trap stuff behind certain content. They add in a I don't even know what would they add in, but uber bishy-bosh in an area. You have to go to the pits and farm up till you find enough piles of turds, golden turd piles, that you then cube together to go do uber bishy-bosh to be able to then go to get your 15 ED superior runeward bases that are worth something, you know. Like, I don't know, that just, yeah. I don't know. Chance at D2R getting another act? I have no idea. I never thought. The day that the expansion announcement came out, I would have told you there's no chance that Diablo 2 is getting an expansion character, like another character. For sure, 100%. The day before that, or 2 or 3 days before, I don't remember exactly, I made a video saying that there was no way that they're making a new character. So, and in retrospect, Llama made a reaction video to my video, and he's like, okay, he thinks they're not making a character, huh? Oh, the whole time he knew damn well that there was already a character coming. This freaking guy. It's kind of funny, but he knew dang well. But anyways, where are we at here? Let's see. In the pits here, let me try. Grimlock playing Fireball solo offline. Blasting through P8. Didn't take a lot of farming or patience. Took a bit to do it, though. Yeah, Fireballer's a cool one. Fireballer's a cool one where you take it to good fireplaces. For sure. NDA. Well, I mean, I know. I get how it is, but it's just funny that he knew darn well. It does put you in an awkward spot, I'll be honest. But yeah. Race, yeah, thank you for the 100 bits.
No
Appreciate you.
crazy playthrough this time. I'm doing a basic summon necro.
All right. Hopefully you enjoy. Good luck on that one. Summon necro playthrough. Ooh. Didn't you know that's unviable, though? Not the fastest. It's not viable. Just kidding. Oh, enjoy. Llama knew nothing, Zalard said. Just a coinky dink. Maybe. Allegedly. Yeah, in retrospect, thinking about it after they announced it, I was like, wait a second. He knew the whole time. Nothing I'm mad about. I just, wait, where did that go? Do you see that flash? That means there's something. Where did it go? Oh, that's that F rune. I wonder why there's that visual glitch that does that. Do you guys see that? I don't know if the frame rate's fast enough. Yeah, the F rune flash is up there. I guess it's not showing up on the, you know. Oh, there it was. Yeah, right there. I don't know if anyone else ever sees that, but I do. Where are we at here? Sorry, getting behind here. Struggling on the reading here. Do appreciate y'all joining me. Appreciate your opinions, takes, and all that good stuff. But yeah, make sure you guys hit that like button on YouTube. Twitch, don't worry about hitting the like button. But YouTube, make sure you worry about it. Muzz said, was looking at your old friends list on JSP, and a lot of them quit in 2024. Interesting. Specifically 2024. Wonder why that is. Must have missed. Maybe that was something you guys were chatting about. I missed it a little bit on why people would quit in 2024 there. Oh, Muzzle saying a lot of his OG players quit when you couldn't bring your hacked items over. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Back in the LOD days, interesting. That was pretty painful if you had like, I probably had 100 hex chimes, I'm not even kidding. They all poofed, all these white rings and stuff. Allegedly. I think the statute of limitations ran out. Statute. Make Bishy Bosh as Act 6 boss. Ooh, yeah. Return of the Bish. Fairhall up a minute ago said had a Terror Zone, Cold Plains drop a Vex and a Sur from 2 back-to-back packs. Yeah, see, that's the amazing thing about Diablo 2 is when anything could happen. It's not like you're going to work. You're not going out to like, ooh, I found another key. I found another key. I'm doing my job to be compensated for the work I'm doing. I finally did the work. I did enough work to get compensated with enough keys to go then farm the torches, which then I'm compensated with the torch. You know, that's never how Diablo 2 had been perpetually, you know. It's all about, you never know when that crazy godly thing could drop. I mean, not never, because torches have been around for a minute, so I shouldn't say never. You know, I'm over exaggerating right here, but my apologies. Yeah. For the most part, though, you can just not, like people are probably typing in already, you can just not do the other stuff, right? I guess. Single player, you have to at some point. You could just not do it and trade for it online. So it is, of course, a thing, which is what I do, but yeah. 21/9 support. I don't know what that means, actually. 21/9 support. It's something graphically, right? I don't know. Is that like aspect ratio or something? Not sure what that means. Smart Enough said Llama was afraid to open the wrong D2R on stream before it. Yeah, that's funny. I never would have thought about that, but yeah, I could see that, I guess. That sounds like something stupid I would do. They couldn't trust me with that. No, I was joking. Forty to life. Betzik saying, nice to see the Druid played. Yeah, obviously with the Warlock, and it's completely understandable the first few seasons, everyone's playing the new character, you just paid for it, you know, it's different. It makes sense. But yeah, kind of one of the reasons I wanted to hop over here. Hadn't played a Wind Druid in a while. Been doing, most of the time when I did Druid, I would do the Corpse Explosion Summon Druid, because it's my thing, but yeah. So I mainly play offline, I do a lot. You can change players count, but in general, single player is much more difficult than online. Just being able to trade and stuff just makes the game astronomically easier. It's why you can set the players count offline, because you can't trade. Like, that's how everyone gets perfect gear in like 1 week on ladder, because you can just find one runeward base and then trade it for everything you need. But yeah. Single players got like infinite good reasons. I got a whole video about it, actually. That actually performed incredibly good. Sometimes you make those videos, you're like, yeah, that's a good idea for a video. And then it pops off and you're like, whoa, didn't expect that. I think it's probably got like 600, 700,000 views on it. Like, about why single player is better than... Sure, why not? Like to play offline because trade is great, but also pain in the butt. Yeah, it is quite time consuming. I've started to, I don't remember exactly when, but trading became quite a pain in my butt for sure. I think it's being a content creator because, like, I can't stream trading, right? Because if I tried to stream while I was trading, people would just like trade with me and trade me unrealistic deals and stuff. And then it's not really trading it. Then it turns into your viewers are just giving you stuff. So that means I have to trade when I'm not streaming, which means I need to stream for hours a day and then hop off stream and then go trade for hours. You know what I mean? And it's like, I don't want to be playing. I don't want extra hours and hours on top of the hours I already play. You know what I mean? So it makes trading like not something I want to do, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah. This is players 3. I mean, in the pits, I could do players 7, 8, I guess, but and I mean, it will work. I could do chaos at player 7 with this too, but it's just not fun. I got to pay too much attention. Yeah. Incognito trader. Yeah, you can't trade as a content creator. You can't trade like with people because then they'll just end up, you know, the number of times I would try to, even if it's something simple. Oh, you do have something like a Shaco, I'll give you NIST for it. And people just like throw the Shaco on the ground and leave. And I'm just like, that's not, I'm trying to like do this legit because then it feels like I'm accomplishing something. I'm not just being given stuff, but, and they're just trying to be nice. I get it. You know, I'm not mad, you know, or I mean, I do get kind of annoyed, but when stuff like that happens, but yeah, you know. Oh, listen to the YouTuber complain about people giving them good gear, you know. My steak's too juicy, lobster too buttery. Right, yeah. How long have I been playing Phil? Like, all in all? I got Diablo 2 originally right when the expansion came out. But then I took, I played for years, but then I took several, like, kind of breaks or whatever you want to call it. Because I got huge into, I was kind of huge into, I guess, but, like, first it was, like, Halo and then Call of Duty. And I definitely played the games in between. I was playing a lot of Elder Scrolls and Fallout and stuff, so. And I kind of picked it back up just before I started my YouTube channel pretty much again. Yeah, the ability, like earning your own stuff feels more rewarding. Exactly, Grimlock, exactly. Do I keep forgetting to go back to the stash? I think so. Yeah, let me just jump back right now. I always forget nowadays. I don't know why. Looking for your old JSP account. You have 2 million? Oh my gosh. You must have been rocking some bots back in the day. I won't tell nobody, I promise. Give Phil a free headache. This is true, Fishaholic, no doubt. Allow online to adjust players count. See, I'm not on board with that personally because they're like adjusting the players count and being able to trade are like one and the same. You know what I mean? So it would honestly just make online too easy. And also, they're trying to do stuff to get more people to play in games together with each other. That's like, I think why terror zones and stuff, you know, like in general, and they want people to stay in games longer and with more people, which is why you can terrorize full games, play the full acts, bump up the players count, get more experience like that to play more people in the games together. And that would do the literal opposite of that. It would cause, and if you're playing online and you're not playing with other people, what's even the point of playing online? Like, you should just play single player then, right? So that's I don't think they should add the players count thing online. I think it defeats the purpose of playing online if you do that. Personally. Personally. Didn't realize this is an offline character. My 1010 for, wait. My 1010 for this druid. Yeah, so this is offline. The thing is obviously being able to get Enigma and stuff. Lower Kurast on single player is like clutch for getting the high rune words, but that's why I have no skillers yet. But I have Enigma and Call to Arms and stuff, you know what I mean? Because you can just blast LK for like a week straight and get the high runes to make the rune words, but you know, the stuff you actually have to get lucky and find takes longer for sure. What if they had an item that if you wore it, it would raise the player's count. In general, I'm anti-change guy, but that sounds incredibly interesting. Like if you could wear a ring that would raise the player's count by +1 for the drops or something. Well, you could do experience too, I guess. Interesting. It's interesting. I don't want to give them any crazy ideas, but that sounds interesting. What about people just want to see their names on the leaderboards? Solo self found with players count can fix that though. Yeah, that's one of those things that's hard for me to really necessarily slap an opinion on, because I don't care at all about that. Just like literally none. Like you're never going to be at the top of the leaderboard unless you're like a content creator or you like run a bot or something, you know? So, and that's just how it is and how it always has been. And like, you know, I don't know. So it's hard for me to really say. I guess I would say I don't, you know, you get what I'm saying. It's just not something that I have a perspective on, I guess. I guess the only time it was kind of cool, I guess, when I think I started as one season as a druid and I was like the 7th druid in the world or something. Like after the ladder reset, because just nobody plays druid, you know? But way better to hop into a game with let's just 4 homies and adjust the players count. It'd be better. I mean, if you want the high players count and you don't have other people to play with, it would be, I guess, and you don't, you know, you don't want to find any other people to play with, and you don't, you know, I mean, but it's one of those things that like for like that instance, I mean, I guess, I don't know, but like, what it will lead to is just individual people off in their own games everywhere. And then bots could run on P8 easily without having to buy all the accounts, and then Blizzard would make less money, right? You know, or whatever. But it just wouldn't be good, you know. Someone must have asked about me not picking up large chimes. Fair Hall saying you haven't picked up large chimes in years, they're all junk. Kind of, sort of, yeah. And from what my understanding is also, okay, well, I think there is an argument for like large charms or like mid-level and low-level PvP melee or something like that. For the max damage and attack rating based upon the max, you know, the level, blah, 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 something like that. Not my expertise, but I think I remember hearing this or something. But for skiller, you know, in general, if you have a full inventory of skillers, you can only fit small charms under them. And skillers for casters are always going to be like the best, right? So single player specifically, I generally don't pick up large charms. Right now at this point in the game, I probably should be, to be honest, because I'm so limited on my charm inventory. But I'm so used to not picking them up that I just don't, I guess. Yeah. It's about bots and making money. Glad we all agree. No, it's about running and like all the games and stuff too. Everybody would just only be in an individual game all by themselves. So what you're doing is you're just playing single player, but online, and then trading and being able to trade stuff. Like trading is the trade-off for the players count. Like that's the difference between single player and online. You know what I mean? Like I said, if you just want to play games by yourself, then just play single player. It's kind of like where I'm at. It's not like the most uncommon take though. Like you say, having players count online, a lot of people say they want it. But I just don't know why you don't play single player then. And then when, let's say there's a time when you do want to play with friends, then hop online and play your online character. And then if there's no one online to play with that you want to play with, then just hop back on single player and play single player. But yeah. Want to play with others, but certain characters get left behind because they're not as fast. Sometimes that is true. Not every character is the same speed, yeah. That was the case when it was like Mosaic for sure. Perfect Hammerden, I suppose, gets out in front of a lot of people. DieXL, yo! Thank you for the tier 1 sub. Ooh, for 2 months. Appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Welcome in. Almost 10 o'clock, huh? Okay. Cool. Want to MF on a solo P8 then trade? Well, D-Day, yeah, I mean, I know you want to do that, but like, there's somebody that's going to be like, I want to be able to hack in items. I want to be able to hack in white rings and white gloves and then be able to play online. It's like, well, yeah, but that's like, you can't do that, you know? Daniel saying large charms best for strength / dex and all res. Isn't all res capped at 8 on large charms? Strength and dex I do not know, but I thought all res on large charm was capped at 8, which grand charms are 15 for 3 slots and small charms are 5 for 1 slot, so yeah. D-Day says, single player is the way. That's what you play now, huh? Legendary. Yeah, I'm a big fan of playing both. Play online when you want to play online, and play single player when you want to play offline single player, right? Where I'm at. Hating the Detroit weather. It is, yeah, it was like 115 heat index the other day. I don't know about that. It's pretty legendary, but yeah. Terrible comparison. No, not really. Nope. Actually, is very apt because if you want white rings, like I've done before, I can go and hero at them in on single player, and then I can play with them. Ooh. Actually, perfect. Large charms are only the best with strength, dex, 6 max, 5 strength, or dex is the best outcome. Okay, so you're saying the combo of max damage with something like that. Gotcha. Oh yeah, because small charms have 2 to strength or dex, and large charms you say can have 5 along. Okay. Now that you mention that, not something I think about a lot, but now that you mention it. Ooh. Checks out now that you mention it about the large charms. Kaboom. Best in slot for every build, ogre items. Ooh. Oh. Right here. He says isolate teleport only cast frames. For Sork. I never really thought about that. Interesting. Just to kind of like nerf other characters teleport or something. Maybe I missed the context on that one. See, P8 exists online already. Hacked items is 2 totally different things. Well, of course, 2 different things are 2 different things. So if you're ever comparing 2 different things, they're going to be 2 different things. So yes. But it's in the sense that it's one thing you can do on single player that you can't do online. And because, let's say hypothetically right now you could jump into online, which you can't do this, just like you can't get white rings online. if you could go online and change the players count. Like, you can't go online and change the players count to online because that's not what online is, right? Just like you can't go online and get white rings and white gloves and hex chimes now, because that's not what online is. Online is to keep that stuff out. But on single player, you can do that. That was the analogy there, that there's things you can do on single player that you can do on single player, and you can do them, but only on single player, not online. Which, like the players count. So yes, if you wanted to make online exactly whatever you wanted, somebody is going to say they need to bring back white rings and hex charms and cork bows and blah, 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 blah. All the other stuff. But that's not what online is. That was the analogy. That, yeah, if you made online what it isn't, then it would be that thing, is what I'm saying. But yeah. Yep. Yeah, Howie talking about the teleport speed, so all characters move at the same speed. Yeah, for the most part, I think, and I could be wrong here, I was thinking that when someone said about other characters go through so much faster, they were talking more about the damage speed, the kill speed, you know? Which is, I feel like it's not as big of a problem. The biggest one I had a problem with before was, of course, Mosaic. Where I was literally a fully decked out Energy Shield Novasork, and I could not keep up with Mosaic Assassins. I could barely move around with them at the same speed. And then they would just, before my Nova could flash and move out from my character, everything on the screen was already dead. So I could barely, like, move when there was, like, 2, 3, 4 Mosaics in the game all at the same time. That was crazy. But yeah, I mean, obviously Mosaic got taken out of ladder for a reason, but... yeah, and then, yeah, but yeah. So, no, he said he was literally talking about movement speed. Okay, gotcha. I mean, I guess I slightly misunderstood or whatever. Yeah, that can happen. Whoopsie. Gotcha. Departure said, soloing P8, which got you into single player. That was probably not what I wanted to do. Yeah, that is a thing. That is one of the benefits of offline single player, is being able to do players 8 whenever you want to. In a way, it kind of makes it more fun, in my opinion. Sometimes, because, like, not that it's one of, I guess, one of the benefits, you know, that kind of makes up for not being able to trade or anything. See what this dust shot is. Oh. But yeah, you can hop on, boom, players 8, and you're farming, you know? You don't have to, like, wait for people, hey, what's the game name, the password, blah, blah, blah. Oh, it's this, yeah, you hop in, yeah, we're gonna head out the camp, and then it's like 10 minutes later, and you finally got your team together, you know? You can just hop on, set the players count, farm. You can farm for 10 minutes if you wanted to. Pause it like this, walk away, come back, you know? So it's, you know, it's got its benefits for sure on single player to make up for not being able to trade online. Having to find every single little piece. If you want a D-Web, you gotta find it. You want a Griffins, you gotta find it, you know, so. Yeah. My HP, yeah, there's gonna be problems with me when I'm playing, for sure. It's really your guys' fault, it's chat's fault. You guys were distracting me. If you'd all just sit there perfectly silently, I would never make another mistake. I'm just kidding, don't do that. We'll take him out, even though now he's not going to drop anything. Adjusting players count would benefit the players and hurt the botters. I mean, it'd make the botters even easier, wouldn't it? Because then instead of having to be running 8 different bots to get the players count up for the one bot, you could just have 8 different bots all farming at the same time. So the ladder would die faster because all the best gear would be out there already, because every bot would then be multiplied by 8. And yeah, I mean, I think, right? Checks out, I think. 20 to life, yeah, forget about it. I started not caring about those on single player anymore. Yeah, the only way you could really justify adding players count online would be having every item you grab would have to be account bound, I guess, and you could just like not trade anymore. So that could be one thing, I guess. But players count and trading are like incompatible for online, in my opinion. Revamp matchmaking. Boy, yeah, the game list would definitely benefit. See, that's the thing that's not game altering, but it's like a quality of life if they fix the way that the games, like finding games worked. For sure. I don't know. I'm not going to say I have a perfect solution. I'm going to blurt it out right now. But yeah, clicking the refresh button on that list only to see games that are like 16 hours old with one random character just sitting in it, not doing anything. And that's like 50% of the list of games that pop up is suboptimal, in my opinion. Yeah, no, I definitely don't want a count bound. That's just like, you know, having trading and then having also players count. It's like those two are things that are like incompatible. In my opinion. Shard. Almost got another level here too. Blasting through the levels here. I think that's a bit much there, Neo. You say you could choose how many players count you would want the game to be, and you kind of have to. The way Diablo 2 works, you kind of need to know what, you know, if you want to hop into a cow game, you couldn't just have it that simplistic, I think. But I think just the most basic of like, if there's a game that's like 5 hours old with one person sitting in it, like sitting in town, they got to figure something out with that, you know? I feel like there's a ton of those. A ton of them. But yeah. Old Diablo 2 mule games, yeah. Yeah, so I know everybody wants to play online, but they want to only play by themselves. But like, yeah, I don't know. There's not really anything else more I could say about it. Like, you know, there's no other way to fully explain. Like, if you just want to play online, but you never want to play with other people, like there's nothing else I can really say about it. You want to be able to play online on P8 by yourself in games, and then sell all the items that you find because you want to find more items faster to be able to sell. Like, what am I supposed to, there's nothing really I could say about it. Like the whole reason that as the players count goes up, more items drop is because the items are then being split between more people, and you can do that on single player because you need to be able to raise the players count to be able to get enough experience to level up. So I don't know. I guess we've just come to a stalemate, we'll call it. Everyone's got their own take on it, and it is what it is. But yeah, I'm definitely on the side of, for online, you shouldn't incentivize people to only play it by themselves all the time. Because if you can get P8 by yourself, there's literally no reason to ever play with someone ever again. You would all just, at most, maybe you and your buddies would hop into a Discord chat, and then you would all hop into your own individual games, you know what I mean? Yeah. Somehow I'm still hitting that guy. I don't know how the tornadoes were perfectly pathing at that champion, so yeah. Think folks need to try out single player? Well, a big problem for people playing single player is that the stuff they find they can't sell on JSP anymore. That's one of the biggest things that why people don't want to play single player. They want to play online, solo, P8, find the items and sell them on JSP. So, not everybody, of course. Not everybody. But that's a large part of it is what I think. There's a large 50-person community that farms together. Yeah, there you go. That's my... To be honest, when I'm not streaming, that's usually what I do is just hop into random games and just play with random people, to be honest. Just so I can, like, chill and not, you know... Sometimes it's nice to play when, and I love chatting with you guys. All the opinions, reading the comments and stuff, but sometimes it's nice to just, like, play and not be looking at the other screen. Stop back here. I keep forgetting. 1 to 99 is too easy now? I don't know about that. 1 to 99 too easy. Interesting. I don't know what to think about that.
Like the stream, ya punk.
OG AJ, yo! Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you for the 9 months of Saleya ship. Yeah, I don't know if it's too easy or not. Because that's one of those ones I believe the opinion's solely going to be based around how much of a Giga Chad blaster you are. For most people. Because especially online, like, weren't we just talking about how impossible it was to find anybody to play with, which is why you need to buff the players count? But then also, it's way too easy to get to 99. But you have to, like, find people to play with. Like, those two statements contradict each other, really. But, yeah, I mean, 99 would be even faster and easier if you didn't have to get people to play with. People get to 99 in crazy fast ways, like speedrunners and stuff, because they communicate with their whole community and stuff like that, you know what I mean? Like, that's kind of an outlier for sure. Racing to 99 is not an average man's game, that's for sure. Oh, little pull rune. Yo, yo, yo. Another little mid. Not a high rune. Hoping to get some high runes here, but not mad about a pull. Not mad. Armit. L takes. Richard says all I got is L takes, I think. Maybe. Maybe. Not getting to 99 is too easy. P1's too easy. Okay, I misread something back there. It is possible for Phil to misread. It's never happened before, but this could be the first time. Right, guys? I've never misread something before and completely misconstrued what the person was saying. So this could be the first. It probably happens so often, to be honest. Like, everyone's just like, oh, he did it again. He didn't read, he missed 2 words, or missed the NT on the end of should. Supposed to say shouldn't, not should. Nah, my take, gotcha, okay. Yeah, yeah. That's all good. But anyways. Yeah, I'm getting all confused now, so you gotta forgive me. I'm getting all confused. Ray said he plays single player just because not interested in playing with other people. Yeah, I mean, that checks out. Good reason to play single player. Good one for sure. Since I have all this influence, Gripmaster says, this is true. I am kind of a big deal around here. Allow online games to scale and players count. We will take anything better than what it is. Isn't that what they do now? Don't they scale with players count? I'm confused at what you're asking. Also, saying I have this massive sway is kind of a... I'm assuming you're kidding, but yeah. I must, there might be something I'm misunderstanding here. Very likely, actually. Incredibly likely. Do you remember when you could start an Act 1 game, it'd be a full lobby in minutes? Well, I mean, at the beginning of Ladder, it's like that, maybe. I mean, there definitely was a time when, like if you're talking LOD days, when you'd create a game and it would instantly fill up no matter what type of game it was. But yeah, I mean, now it's a cyclical, at the beginning of Ladder type of game, you know? So. In a dilemma, when I go to Worldstone Keep level 3 and level 4, I have maybe a couple dozen souls next to the door. Oof. Yeah, I mean, you can re-roll your map or something, or if you just like save and exit, come back, sometimes it'll change the roll on the monster type. Jeez. Couldn't spit that one out there. Stack of a bunch of lightning res is another option. Kind of the options you got, I guess. Just got a Baroon T-bow. Congratulations. I need one of those. Maybe even more than one, actually. I could use several bunches of them, in fact. Wisp T-gods. Well, I would have to assume somebody questioning, and sometimes I make assumptions when answering questions, so if someone's asking how to get past souls in the Worldstone Keep, I'm assuming they're on a playthrough. I automatically assume that. So I would then also assume they do not have a Wisp or T-gods, so. Because yeah, if you have really good items, you're not going to have a problem. What up with the time changes? Time changes. Time change. I don't know what you mean by that. Not sure what you mean by that. Retro? Thought I was big, Phil, says Brett. No. Nope. I'm just some random bald guy in my basement that plays just Diablo 2 and that's it. Nothing else on that. Howie says online's dead because of what I'm saying. Interesting. Interesting. Because Sweet Phil says if you want to up your players count online so you don't have to play with anybody ever again, I'm doing massive damage to the game. Maybe. No way to prove I'm not, I guess. So maybe I am. How could you suggest people play online with other people? Arr! Is what it is. Differing opinions. But yeah, I will firmly stand by forever that online you should play with other people and you shouldn't add players count and only blast in game solo by yourself all the time. That's me. Yeah, the ladder would die off even faster if you added players count online, because people would just bump up the players count and find even more gear faster, and then they'd max out all their characters and stop playing even faster. So yeah, I mean, it seems pretty obvious to me, but yeah, everyone, you know, maybe I'm wrong. Could be. Your stream time, it says to have changed. Oh, just the time that I am streaming. Gotcha. There's just been some weird stuff going on, and then like I don't want to just not stream, so I stream in the morning here. Yeah, I meant to stream last night, but I wasn't feeling good, so I was actually hungover all day. I went out on my friend's boat and was literally hungover all effing day. So much so that I couldn't do Printer Friday, which I usually start at 6 p.m. But yeah, so I made a little mistake, but it is what it is. Got him. Got him. Farmed chaos for hours for a pull rune. Is that you or me? I can't tell. I did find a pull rune, but I mean, I found mid runes before this too. No high runes today though. Yeah, you can't always get lucky. You don't always get lucky, am I right? And the unique drops all the time. They aren't always like TZ Andy all the time. So yeah, is what it is. Can't complain about a day of farming Chaos Sanctuary in Diablo 2 though, am I right? Yeah. Sometimes it just be like that, right? Sometimes it be like that. 10:30, man. I'm getting hungry. A little bit hungry. I feel like having more coffee and some food. Luck is skill. This is true. I mean, definitely luck is skill. Yeah. If I was using a fully maxed out Hammerden, I probably would have found more stuff to this point just because of I would have taken out more monsters per hour, such and such and such and such, but we're having a good time here with a little bit of different character that I don't play all the time, so I'm happy with what's going on. Yeah. Clear speed doesn't help, though. Was that supposed to be does or doesn't? I'm confused. Because clear speed does help. Maybe it's an autocorrect situation. The burr was skill that you found. Yeah, see? Yeah, there's all this stuff. I got to identify the ogre, so I got to come back and get it. Do you think map seeds affect drops? Well, in a way they do. They do. But I don't think it actually, like, matters to you. To anybody. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I'm trying to remember anything I've learned over the years and blah, 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 so do forgive me if I'm misremembering here. So the map seed is something that's calculated into determining what item drops when. But they're, like, even from monsters, I think. But there's so much, especially into monsters, it's not possible, realistically, to ever use that to any advantage. Unless something comes up in the future that that I'm unaware of, but... Because I've actually had some stuff happen that might have been because of map seed from a particular monster, blah blah blah, like reason like that. But I don't think there's any way. For instance, I quite literally had Mangsong's lesson. I found 3 Mangsong's lessons in the matter of like an hour one time from the pits. But did I accidentally repeat and found that way? I actually found 2 of them on back-to-back runs, and I think they were from like the exact same spot. But how could you really honestly like figure out the map seed and do that to find? I mean, I don't, you know. Well, the runes from the chests, yeah, I know there is, of course, that. And the thing with super chests is because they have the drop patterns from the chest, and it's so much more limited, and it doesn't roll as it's not RNG like as much so as from monsters. So, and there's another point where it's not super exciting, but the exact same like pack of monsters dropped me a pull rune 3 times, like in one drop highlight video. And it was from the exact same spot in the pits from the exact same pack. 3 times a pull rune from the same spot, you know, so. But I don't think it's anything. You can't use it the way you can use Lower Kuras, you know, stuff like that. Yeah, that Mangsong's drop was 100% some sort of bug. Yeah, maybe. Like, is it possible I moved in the exact same pattern? And I would have had to have landed. I would have had to teleport in a certain spot, because I think it even takes into account how the monsters react to where you landed. And they're going to react based upon, like, if their monster box runs into another monster, they can't go that way. Like, I would have had to have done everything so perfect, movement-wise in the game up until that point. It's not possible, you know what I mean? So, yeah. I don't think it's possible, really, so. Spaghetti code from 25 years, all sorts of interactions, yeah. 2 Mangs back to back, literally impossible? Well, not impossible. It did happen. And then it was like, it was literally, oh, I forgot about this popping up here. I wasn't going to stream this long. I was going to get off before this happened, but all right, we'll go do TZ Andy. Why not? TZ Andy real quick. I think we just need that, right? Maybe this too. And possible if the game worked correctly. There you go. Oh, I do not need the Enigma. Gotcha. Back-to-back wands. Okay, gotcha. Got this. No, not that. Ooh, I didn't get any of the charms. Go grab those real quick and then get on this. With it being a half hour, it's almost like, it almost makes me not want to transfer everything over to do it, you know? Which is not, it like feels bad at the moment, just because you want to be able to get all the best stuff as fast as you can. But realistically, it's not a bad thing to not feel pressured into doing something that you kind of like, you know, like this, but yeah. So unlikely, but not impossible, Saffron. See? I'm just that good is the main thing you're trying to tell me, right? Oh, this one. Man, I wish I had a better... If I had the Mephisto map I have on this character, if I also had an Indariel map as good, it'd be so sick. Instead, I have this Garbo Andy map, but oh well. The Mephisto one's too good to get rid of. Barthemus.
Hit the like button.
Yo! Oh, I forgot it was Blizzard. I was thinking I was Fire. Oh. Ooh, Stone Jordan, the first run. Appreciate you for the 9 months. Oh my gosh, of Giga Chat Slayership. Oh, thank you so much for that, Barthemus, and for the luck to find the Stone of Jordan. Oh, no. Either way. Yeah, hit that like button, ladies and gents. Yeah. Yeah, Saffron, I'm just that lucky. I'm just that lucky in life in general. Got Mang songs on back-to-back runs. Yeah, I managed to find Gelback in this world of people. The best wife ever. Amazing kids, you know? Come on. I'm just that lucky of a person. Maybe that's why it took me 7 years to find Tyrell's Might, am I right? I used all my RNG on finding back-to-back map seeds. And, didn't have any left for Tyrell's Might. Farm enough shards, you'll never feel pressured again. This is true. That's what I was thinking online, how that could be interesting to where, like, enough people would have enough shards that you could literally just run 24/7 TZ Chaos or something, you know? Chico, Amulete. Wisdom, I'm an offline single player right now. Yep. You found a map seed with no souls. There you go. That's always a plus for sure. Souls on a playthrough are unfun. No doubt on that one. Unfun to have to get through. What's this heavenly music? So Lionhead, I actually updated my bot. If you exclamation music, it'll put a link to this playlist. And to the, you know, that way you can get to the guy's channel and whatever. He makes this, all he makes is this type of music. And he's got a couple of playlists that, you know, I actually have messaged with him slightly that are good to use on my stream like this. So for the most part, he makes stuff to like sell and for, you know, to make money on, but he has some that you can listen to for free, which I think are like, I think they're just combinations of all of his older songs that never got purchased essentially, but yeah. Well, who wakes up at 4 a.m. to play D2? No. Well, it might have been 4 a.m. there, but I started streaming at like 7:30. I mean, what kind of, come on. Every person that has kids has woken up before their kids and played some video games before they got up. Everybody. Yeah, T-Bone up a minute ago said you have the shards, so you're in control of what you want to do. I think in the near future, I'm going to do that with the build. I don't know exactly what yet or when, but I'm going to do like nothing but terror zones, you know, and I'm going to terrorize and then just instead, I'm not going to do full acts like farming heralds or something, but I'm just going to do like, you know, like hit chaos, like I said, hit chaos sanctuary. Ooh, okay, well, we got a Geeds in here already, so there's another Sunder Charm. And there were boots there too I got to check out. But we get, what are we getting this time? What are we getting? Another Bone Break. Okay. I found a couple of Bone Breaks already, so another Sunder Charm. So yeah. Ooh. Move this around, go grab them boots real quick. So yeah, Sunder Charms off of Andy. Ooh. Wow. Those actually are good for making up for what's not on Spirit behind me, but you know there's no fire res. These boots are actually solid with the walk, run, hit recovery, 32 to fire res. It's got mana and 24 to magic find. That's actually good. Ooh. This is pretty good. I'm gonna hang on to those. Those are probably the best like fire res ones. Not perfect, I know. It's got the whatever on it, but yeah. Smart up saying. Early morning's the best for farming, huh? I do need to upgrade that. Oh, well, we can upgrade it, see how it rolls compared to the other stuff that I have. At some point. Good, but better than War Travs, question mark? Well, yeah, if you want to make up the fire res. Better than the ones I got on right now, actually. Let me go put those boots on right now. If you want to make up the fire res, you got the walk, run, some hit recovery. Yeah. Those are not war. Well, no, I know. I'm not putting on War Travs. I'm putting on these boots with the fire res to make up for what you don't have on the Spirit, and with a pretty good amount of magic find and the walk, run, hit recovery. Thought only heralds drop sunders. So yeah, they changed that for this season to where sunder charms can drop off of other places. And I believe, in my opinion, I don't know if everyone would agree with this opinion. Actually, I know for sure, but I think they are dropping a little bit too much. When I would think beforehand, when they could only drop off of heralds, I was kind of a proponent, or I wanted them to drop off of other monsters, but I wasn't thinking you could find a Sunder Charm every couple of hundred runs, you know. I was thinking more like from 85 areas you could find Sunder Chimes. But yeah. We'll see what they end up doing, if they keep it this way or they change stuff. Running Abyss, but cannot find a magic Sunder. For the most part, you don't even need one, but obviously it can help in situations. But yeah, Retro said still hasn't found a Sunder Charm. Yeah, if you just blast Andy for a couple of days, you'll get a Sunder Charm for sure. So usually I'd have to say, if anyone doesn't find Sunder Chimes like at this point, this long after the change, it's because you don't run like act bosses at all, which is fine, you know. You need a bunch of them because there's such a variety in the roles. Yeah, my thought on this was before they changed it to making you be able to renew them with the take that I had. So, yeah, there is a huge variety in the roles. I think that, and this is kind of maybe, I guess this would be my ultimate take. Ultimate. Good old Gold Rider, or Gold Rap. That you can find them in other places, so you can get a Sunder Charm. But maybe they could drop at a better pace off of the heralds to make it so that's kind of how, like, you can get the Sunder Charm, so you're not completely locked out of having Sunder Chimes. But having them kind of rare to drop in other places. So you don't have completely no ability to get a Sunder Charm if you don't want to, like, you know, go after tier 5 heralds all the time. You can get them, but maybe it's just it's going to be non-plausible to get a perfectly rolled renewed Sunder Charm, you know. So, ooh, Lenimo's Sash. Let's go. First find. Ooh. Beautiful, beautiful. Love Lenimo's Sash. Love it. Knock it off the list. You run act bosses, but you only get to play maybe an hour a day. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, so I think, if I'm not mistaken, with a large amount of magic find running Andariel, it was something like 1 in 300 runs to get a Sunder Charm or something like that. I thought. Could be wrong. Yeah, tier 5 heralds are no joke. That is the thing too, that tier 5 heralds are so difficult relative to their drop rates on, well, anything really. But specifically we're talking about Sunder Chimes, that it almost kind of isn't worth doing. This is true. I was getting really, and this is part of the thing when you base your opinions on anecdotes, you kind of got to look at the numbers and trust the numbers, I guess. Which even, oh yeah, I have the maximum number of statues, so just toss those out. I had only ever found my Sunder Chimes from heralds. I did hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of Andy runs and got none. And even Mephisto runs, didn't get any Sunder Chimes. But I was just kind of getting unlucky, because then I kept doing Andy runs, and at one point I got 3 Sunder Chimes within like 50 runs, after I had done like 700 runs of Andy and like 400 Meph runs and didn't get any. So, you know, it was just kind of that RNG where it flowed back and forth, and, you know, eventually it came my way. Good old Doombringer. Weekend. No, so act bosses, like, all the monsters can drop Sunder Chimes actually, but I pretty much right now I'm only running Andy when it's terrorized so I can get everything else. But Marty says hardly played since Reign of the Warlock. Yeah, you're not much of a Reign of the Warlock fan, I am aware. Saffron saying that Lenimo's Sash took you way longer to find than it should have. Yeah, it's funny when you hear that from people. I never had a super low level item that I didn't find forever, but it's pretty frequently happens to people. But of course, I mean, it took me 2.5 years where the only item I needed was Tyro's Might. So in that amount of time, you probably find, you know, in the amount that I play too. 311 magic find at the moment. I mean, that's a really good number, actually. I might be over that, but probably not a ton. I'm at 333, so essentially the exact same number. Bone Visage, no sockets. I don't know if I need that for anything. I could e-bug it, right? Did you find it for Chronicle or before? So, Marius, I found Tyrael's Might for my Holy Grail that I finished just before Reign of the Warlock came out. Like 2 months before Reign of the Warlock came out. And funny thing is, actually, I was playing online. Like a month after I found Tyrael's Might on single player, I found another one online playing. So, yeah. Double my magic find for 666. Ooh. Rathma. Good luck on that, Marty. He's no problem anyways. Easy peasy. No desire to do the Grail online. Online is just sketch because if somebody in the game finds an item nowhere near you, like you could just be sitting and doing nothing and get credit for the item being found. It's kind of, online is kind of pointless because you don't have to actually complete the Grail online. All you have to do is be in games a lot, essentially. But here we go. Can I finally get a good Ormus? Telekinesis or teleport? Let me know. 3, 2, 1. Boom. Blizzard with 14. Okay. That is a thing to use. So, yeah. 3 to Blizz with the, at least the cold damage isn't the lowest one. So, yeah. Ooh. Nice. We'll hop to town here and just save both of these, I guess, huh? Galback, yo! Welcome in. Took 3 years for Retro to get a Shaco. Oh my gosh. Sorry to hear that. Maybe we'll just leave that right here. Rarely are you going to use an Ormus robe on any character besides the Sorceress, right? So, rarely. Technically, less skill damage for other characters, but... What time we got here? 10:40 or 11:40? Oh, it is 10:45. Why did I think it was 11:45? I don't know. Your Retro shouting out as well right after their Galbeck with the happy 4th, everyone. Yeah, happy 4th of July to Americans, and we're really just happy day to everybody, really. Even if you're not celebrating United States Independence Day, 4th of July. Just hopefully everybody's having a happy, wonderful day. Slaying demons and saving sanctuary. Ooh. Act 3 Merc, best in slot. Ormus? Yeah, okay. I don't really use those anywhere, but I have heard them, seen them used once in a while. National Lose a Finger Day? A lot of people do. Farming single player with everything fixed maps is not the same as online. Yeah, no. It is definitely different, yeah. I think for P1 it's like 1 in 500 runs. Instead of players 3, that's 1 in 300-ish or something. But yeah, like we talked about a lot earlier, I literally have to find everything that I need. When you can just hop into cows, run around, following people, grab a random runeward base and trade that for what you need, so. Or just farm the Countess for like 2 hours, save up a bunch of Spirit Rune sets with Hell Runes, trade those for high runes, and then get everything you need, right? So. A guru and map reading to be efficient? Yeah. It's not too bad if you can teleport. Of course, if you can't teleport, then it makes it much harder. For sure. Day's going good. Artist Amelia. Doing good. Yes, online and single player are different. They do have differences, for sure. Got a Chamlo Vex yesterday. What? And a Griff. Flipster. Used all of his RNG for the rest of the month. In one day. Congrats on the lucky day. Sure, skull, why not? Yeah, forget about it. I don't even care about skulls. Been watching for a bit, Amelia says here. Content's really good. Appreciate you, thanks. Channel branding look better. I mean, you can shout it out, I suppose. But, yeah. My channel branding is pretty set after 7 years. Do I need to say keep slaying who more often? That's probably what it is, right? Used all his RNG. Wait, oh my gosh, reading skills struggling here. He used all the RNG for all of us, says Saffron. Talking about that rune luck, I know, right? Sounds like it. I'm running TZ Andy here on single player with raising the players count too, which is cheating, and I'm still not getting anything from TZ Andy. Need to bring back Smellless. Oh, but I haven't rocked Smellless in a while. This is true. This is true. You make graphic designs, banners and stuff? No, thank you. I'm all good. Had a feeling that's the route it was going, but yeah. Early videos don't have legendary channel branding though. Yeah, Scott, I gotta remake all those videos, right? No, Marty, that's not gonna happen. Nope. I love the Warlock. What are you talking about? Congrats on the Ohm rune. I do want a sick legendary spike. Yeah, one of these decades. I need to redo the how to moat trick Mephisto one. I do need to remake that video, don't I? There's a deep cut from Saffron there. Ral rune, oh yeah. Don't need the statues because I'm maxed out on those. You know what? If I have maxed out statues, oh wait, no, statues. I was thinking shards. Never mind. That was the first day I ever made a YouTube video. I made 2 videos. How to moat trick Mephisto and how to farm lower Kuras for high runes. Yeah, I never remade that video, the moat tricking one. At some point I redid the lower Kuras one, but yeah. Never redid how to moat trick Mephisto. Goated. Yeah. Imagine if they actually fixed moat tricking. Disaster. I wouldn't be able to do anything anymore. That's the only thing. Just edit the same video, just change the title at the top. No, I mean, no, you're better off making a new video. That was back, it's got LOD graphics and boy, he just got wrecked. I would just make a new one. That video would literally take me like 8 minutes to make. That's like a no edit type of video too. I could just make it the same way I did that video. You just have the intro, then you just jump over and this and that. Like, I'd pretty much just be like, you know, kind of like I do my fancy football videos. I'd just be like, yo, what's going on, fellas? So if you want to farm Mephisto as easy as you can, there's actually a way you can do it where Mephisto can literally not attack you. And you can use it with the Sorceress easy, or even other characters. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe up as we jump into the video. Now, as you do it, all you have to do is get yourself down to Mephisto, and you jump into it like that. Fake editing, ready to rock. Honestly, when I do those quick takes while I'm streaming like that, I do them way better than when I'm not, than when I'm trying to record an actual video. I stumble on my words 5,000 times when I'm trying to record that exact same type of take when I'm not streaming. And I have to redo it, cut this part out, cut that part out, I misspeak. It's crazy. Throw cleaver. Warm down here, I'm freezing. Galback just said it's warm down here. You gotta be down here for a couple hours. Could be. Yeah. Favorite D2 content are build guides or showcases and stuff like that. Yeah, I do those from time to time for sure. But yeah. Build guides and showcases. I try to do a little bit of everything. Try to mix it around. Thought you just auto-played into a Phil tutorial when you heard me saying that stuff? Nah, it's just example of how you spit the intro and then you just switch your scenes in OBS. Yo, you say stuff, blah blah blah, you do this, then you go over to here and you do the other thing, blah blah blah, and like you don't actually have to edit, you just record straight through and you keep switching your scenes. And you can even have it where you swap over to your web browser stream to pull up web pages and stuff when you need to or whatever. That's what I do for my fantasy football stuff. You don't want to spend when you're a small channel, you never want to spend time like editing all the time and stuff. I feel like it's a pretty quick mistake that people make, is spending too much time making videos when you're first starting out. But yeah. Now we know it's just AI. It's just AI Phil talking. That's what's going on right now, am I right? Is tooth throw worth anything? Worth anything? Not really. Not really. I think, what does that just have, like 40% open wounds, I believe? Not really used a lot, so. Yeah, that's probably the only reason I don't play Project Diablo 2 is because, yeah, you can't mo trick Mephisto. I was like, never mind. This game's not for me anymore. That's the only way I can take out Mephisto, so I'm not even gonna. Even when I'm a barb on a playthrough, I respec into a throw barb, and then I telestaff back, and I just throw. Because I have to moat trick, yeah. Can't stand tier lists, you say? Yeah, well, then you must like my channel, then. I never do those. I've done like 2 of them ever. But yeah. Maybe I'll do a tier list pretty soon. Ooh, co-rune! Let's go! I need a higher rune than a co. I'm about to do a whole half hour here at Andy, get not pay off at all. We got 3 minutes. Just personal takes of what the content creator thinks is good or bad. This is true. That is exactly what it is. This is true. Oof. Too much might everywhere. Okay. I got ripped there. Little poor teleport. That was weird. The tone shifted instantaneously when I saved and exited there. Kinda caught me off guard. I thought I messed something up. Are Uber Ancients really hard? That's what I hear. I have not done them because I don't have any desire to. So I usually don't do things I don't want to do. Another statue. I don't know if I found this one. It's just a salamander, maybe? Guess so. There was a blue circlet there I missed. Oh, well. Yeah, Saffron says, almost one-shotted. I was almost. Almost. Almost means I was not. As hard as Uber, says Richard. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll try it one time soon here. I got all these statues. At some point. I mean, I kind of figure it's the same. Like, you slap together a smiter and you life tap, and then it's over. You know, like, I assume it's pretty much the same. But can't say for sure since I haven't done it. Man, whole cheesy Andy zone just with nothing. Unfortunate. Gate trick Andario, nice. Just teleport over, drop a blizzard, teleport back. Let's go! That's what I'm talking about. Andy pays off on the last run, baby. Not ethereal. Good start. Good start. Ooh, caught me off guard. I was completely expecting nothing more. This is my first Griffin Sphere on single player here too. Huge. Just as the Terror Zone runs out. Lord of Hatred, please. Hero's Guardian? No, it is not. It is not. Come on. Roll good for me. That's not bad. That is not bad at all. Let's go. That is awesome. So Javazan came on board now. Novasork, Lightning. Yeah, that's awesome. Just awesome. Huge. That's so awesome. So awesome. Let's put that over here because that's where that's going to go. Yeah, that's pretty good for sure. 18, 14. Couple off of, whatchamacallit. I probably have a reasonable facets around here too. So I got lightning. I think I found a lightning one not that long ago. Old. I just got them everywhere. A 5.5. I'd probably just put it in there because what else are you using a lightning facet for besides the Griffins, right? And I'll probably get another lightning facet. 5.5 lightning facet in roughly the same amount of time as getting a Griffins that's better than this one, so. Yeah, quite a good roll. Not mad about it at all. Imagine if they stealth added some crappy new diadem, didn't tell nobody. And that's what it ended up being. Hilarious. Huge. Huge. So, on that note, we went out with a bang here. Absolutely amazing. But I'm going to go ahead and hop off here. Got some 4th of July stuff coming up. So, appreciate y'all joining me. Had some reasonably good numbers in here. What do we got? 170 here on YouTube, almost 100 there on Twitch. So appreciate y'all joining. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Have a great weekend and whatnot. We'll catch you next time, next stream, next video, or whatever. Peace out and keep slaying. Oh yeah.